Can support us completed novel house in link below clip. Thank you for coming and love the sharing story. Chapter 1581, the entire nation's citizens get shocked. In the auditorium. The awards ceremony ended and the crowd dispersed. Instantly, the reporters made a mad dash towards Zhong Yi. Teacher Zhong. Fellow Zhong. Please, don't go yet. When Zhong Yi saw this, he hurriedly avoided them. General Li happened to come over. Old Li, Zhong Yi said. General Li smiled and said, "Congratulations." Zhong Yi smiled. Since the news is now public, the confidentiality clauses should be invalid now, right? General Li took out several documents and gave them to him. These 3 are invalid, but the rest are still in effect. As long as you're alive, they won't be invalid. Zhong Yi shrugged. All right, I understand. From nearby, quite a few scientists also came over and surrounded him. Fellow Zhong. Congrats, congrats. Our research institute has encountered some technical difficulties for a dynamics issue. We can't seem to overcome it. Can we ask which day you might be free? Can you come over to our research institute to have a look? Fellow Zhong, will you be free tomorrow? Let me buy you dinner. Zhong Yi became very highly sought after all of a sudden. Xin Yue squeezed her way to the front. She said in astonishment, "Professor Zhong, what is it with you?" The venue descended into chaos. On Weibo. The netizens were still analyzing the situation. It's still not announced yet? The award ceremony should be ending soon, right? I wonder who won. I don't know. I just received news that fellow Chen was only awarded a consolation prize. All other awards are just consolation prizes. They're only there as the bridesmaids to the highest science and technology award, which is the true highlight of the ceremony. So when are they gonna announce it? A lot of people were waiting. A lot of people were watching the buzz. A short while later, the news was announced. On the television. In the papers. Online. The news blew up. More than 10 science awards have been announced. Zhong Yi takes home the highest science and technology award. Zhong Yi wins the highest honor in science and technology. Zhong Yi's resume shocks everyone both at home and abroad. Zhong Yi fulfills the dreams of the people for an aircraft engine. Zhong Yi develops dozens of advanced international technologies. Zhong Yi, the youngest research fellow of the 2 academies. Zhong Yi's speech, "I long to use the sword I carry, for the state, oh, the barbarians I'll bury." During his sentence of over 3 years, Zhong Yi has actually been working for the country all the while. Zhong Yi to become the most successful scientist in the country? The news was too shocking. It shocked so many people that they thought they had been reading fake news. At Yao Jiancai's house. The entire family was stunned. What? Uncle Zhong? How is it him? The highest award in science? At Beijing television. Didn't they say that Zhong Yi's nomination was just to round off the numbers? How did he end up getting it? What the heck? Developed an aircraft engine? Designed a fighter jet? At his old classmate's house. Holy shit. Quick, come and see this. Zhong, he's crazy. The president presented him with an award. They're showing a recording from the venue. At Li Xiao's studio. Shit. Why is it him again? Yeah, why is it him again? He can even qualify for an award like this? Heck. What happened? At an entertainment company. How scary. He's absolutely unstoppable now. So that latest self-developed fighter jet was actually a project led by Zhong Yi. Has he really crossed over to the field of science? And he has even reached the summit of the scientific community too? At the Chinese Academy of Sciences. Zhong Yi is one of us? So it was him? He joined the Chinese Academy of Sciences long ago. My idol. He's so amazing. So this is the person who's been hailed as the smartest person to exist in several hundred years. At Zhong Yi's studio. This is absolutely crazy. Director Zhong has won the highest prize in science. I knew it. I was wondering why Director Zhong insisted on waiting longer before reopening his spot on the popularity rankings. We can finally reopen our spot. Just how much popularity will this bring to Director Zhong? I don't know, but he's definitely going to be on the level of a heavenly king. Online. There's really no one in the world who can stop him. Teacher Zhong, no, I should be addressing him as fellow Zhong instead. So he has actually been doing so many things since he got sent to jail. Why can't I seem to believe it? I can't believe it either. Is this some sort of tall tale? Is Teacher Zhong really so awesome? That poem is too domineering. What a good for the state, oh, the barbarians I'll bury. My blood is also racing from that. Teacher Zhong is mighty. This is truly a contribution that will hecking benefit the future generations. Yeah, this sort of an important award is worth far more than 10 awards earned in the entertainment circle. Zhong Yi has really made a great contribution to the might of our country. Patriotism isn't simply talk. It has to be acted on. Ah, I'm so in love with Zhong Yi. This is what you truly call a star. On the way home, calls kept coming in from his family and friends. Zhong Xia, Chen Guang, Hu Fei, Ha Chichi, Ning Lan, Shu Mai Lan, Dong Shanshan. Zhonga, you weren't resting even when you were in prison. Ha ha ha, I guess. Aren't you being too clever? You can even dabble in the field of science and technology? Just doing my part for the people. What on earth happened? Haha, I'll explain it in detail in the future. Up ahead, he had arrived back at home. Xin Huai's car came to a stop outside as the villa's gate opened. Zhong Yi's parents, Wu Changhe, and Li Qinqin all came rushing out. Little Yi! Damn, what is going on? How did you win it? Hurry up and tell us. The four of them were very anxious and excited. When the scene showing Zhong Yi accepting the award from the president was broadcast on television, they were the people in the entire nation who were the most surprised. Li Qinqin grabbed Xin Huai and asked, Little Huai, did that really happen? Xin Huai said with a bitter smile, it's real. They really did give him the award. Behind them, Wu Ziqing came out holding their child. She smiled and said, let go inside and talk. But Wu Changhe couldn't wait a second more. He stared at Zhong Yi. Tell us right now. You're really too good at keeping a secret. Have you never spoken the truth before? Zhong Yi laughed and threw up his hands. Dad, what do you mean by I've never spoken the truth before? I was just held back by the confidentiality clauses that I've signed off on. I couldn't talk about it until they were cancelled. Now he could talk about it. In any case, this was what happened. When I was in prison, the government insisted on recruiting me to help them out. As such, I helped them out by tackling a few technical difficulties that they had, and dabbled in developing an aircraft engine, a radar system, guided missiles, and the like. Why else did you think I was able to get released in half the time from my original sentence? It was all because I got a sentence reduction. The lot of them came back into the house. Zhong Yi related the events of the past few years to them. Everyone listened to him, expressing surprise and astonishment at times, and getting dumbfounded at other times. Xin Huai had to take her hat off to him as well. She was speechless and astonished by how capable Zhong Yi was. You can even do that? That's even possible? Building an aircraft? Manufacturing an engine? Designing a radar system? And you even know about missile technology too? Why the heck do you seem to know about everything? Chapter 1582, 3 Professorship Titles. Noon. The news of the State Science and Technology Awards was all over the television. On Central TV. On Beijing Television. On Shanghai Television. On Jiangsu Television. There was a constant bombardment of this news. And the more reports there were, the more detailed the information became. On a military show. An active colonel said excitedly, developing a fifth-generation fighter jet on our own is something that many other developed countries are still unable to achieve. This is a qualitative leap in standards for our country's military, so I'm hailing Professor Zhong as a technological hero. He has made a great contribution to our country. In fact, there are also a few other technologies like the radar system the Americans still do not have, yet we do. It was forcefully pulled out of nowhere by Professor Zhong. We're now the only country to have this technology and are at the forefront of this area in the global arena. The host said, I can see that Colonel Sun is very excited about this. Yes, I'm extremely excited and also very proud of this. Then in your opinion, what status does Zhong Yi have in the field of science and technology? The colonel answered without even thinking, he's currently the most outstanding scientist in China. The host followed up with, do you mean he is the most outstanding scientist, or one of the most outstanding scientists? The colonel laughed. I dare not say that no one else comes close, but I can confidently say that no one can replace Professor Zhong's role in the field of science and technology in China. Back at home, Xin Yue stayed behind for lunch. Zhong Yi was in the living room playing with his daughter. Daddy, catch me. Boo! The big bad wolf is coming. Hee hee. The big bad wolf can't catch me. Watch out, the big bad wolf will catch and eat you. You can't catch me. Daddy can't catch me. One was running away, and the other was chasing after. The father-daughter pair was nearly turning the house upside down. Several of the chairs had fallen onto their sides. His mother had a headache. Rascal, sit down and take a break. Li Qingqing was preparing lunch and laughing as she said, just let them be since little Yi and the child are both so happy today. I'll clean up the house afterwards. His mother looked at them and said with a laugh, those two. Half an hour later, lunch was ready. Li Qingqing called out to them, little Yi, Cici, it's time to eat. His mother nagged, hurry up and come over quickly. Coming. Only then did Zhong Yi carry his daughter over. Cici was panting in exhaustion, and her head was full of sweat. His father said, Cici, eat. Cici said breathlessly, Pops, I'm tired. Wu Changhe side-eyed him and said, it was almost time to eat. Why did you let the child run around so much? Zhong Yi shrugged it off. It's good to exercise a little. Xin Yue rubbed Cici on her head sympathetically. You must have had really bad luck in your past 8 lifetimes to have a father like this. Everyone laughed. Wu Ziqing carried the child over to wipe off her sweat. While doing that, she asked Xin Yue, has your application to the Chinese Academy of Sciences been approved yet? Xin Yue smiled and said, there's no news of that yet. Wu Ziqing smiled. Why don't you get my husband to help you with that? Zhong Yi played dumb. Help with what? His mother said, aren't you a research fellow at the Chinese Academy of Sciences? Zhong Yi said, about the approval of new research fellows, my words don't count for anything. Xin Yue said in annoyance, you've won the highest science and technology award. Even if there are 100 research fellows at the academy, you still rank at the front, not to mention that you're also a research fellow at the Chinese Academy of Engineering too. Of all those who are 2 academies fellows and still alive, there aren't more than 5, including you, in the whole of China. So how can your words not count? Wu Ziqing chuckled and said, enough, little Yi, don't tease little Yue anymore. Only then did Zhong Yi say, actually, I already knew about your application to be a research fellow. I've spoken to those that I know. Fellow Kai Jr., Fellow Kai, and Fellow Ju will surely cast their votes for you and help speak up for you. Xin Yue said happily, that's more like it. Wu Changhe asked, kid, do you really intend to stay and work in the scientific field? Zhong Yi laughed and said, I will do whatever can make me famous. It has nothing to do with the industry. Li Qingqing said, how much popularity will you be able to get this time? I don't know. Zhong Yi said, I've got to wait until they reopen my spot on the popularity rankings. His mother said, when are you going to reopen it then? Zhong Yi said, I'm also waiting for news of it. They all chatted for a bit. Li Qingqing suddenly raised her glass and said, come, little Yi, let's drink. Zhong Yi hurriedly picked up his glass and said, let me give you a toast. Li Qingqing smiled with a pleased look. For you to have achieved what you've achieved, Mom is very happy for you. Thank you, Mom. Zhong Yi respectfully clinked his mother-in-law's glass and downed the drink. I will work even harder from now on so as to not disappoint the expectations that the party and country have for me. His father nodded. Well said. When Xinhua heard that, she started wondering to herself. You've already built an aircraft. And you still want to work even harder? Damn, don't tell me you intend to build a spaceship next. Ring, ring, ring. Zhong Yi's phone rang. When Zhong saw the caller ID, he smiled and answered the call. On the other end of the line was Dean Pan Yang of Peking University School of Mathematical Sciences. Hello, fellow Zhong. Dean Pan, long time no see. Oh no, I should be calling you President Pan instead. I heard that you were promoted during these few years. You're now the Vice President of Peking University? Ha, I'm still nothing as compared to you. Coming back after 4 years, you took the highest science and technology award just like that. I was just lucky, just lucky. There's no need to be humble. Anyway, I'm looking for you for something. Please speak. About the professorship at Peking University, why don't you continue on in the position? Didn't I resign from my post a few years ago? That's why I'm re-inviting you. I had better not. I don't have time to give any lessons. There's no need for you to give any lessons. As long as you agree, I'll get someone to send the appointment letter to you by tomorrow. It's settled then. I'll take it that you've agreed whether you like it or not. I didn't say anything when you resigned a few years ago. I knew that you must have been afraid that you'd drag Peking University down over the hacking incident, so let's not talk about that anymore. Since you're back, don't turn down the offer. Peking University will forever be your home. Sure, all right then. Ha, great, then it's settled. After hanging up, another call came from Media College. Professor Zhong. President Chen. I've sent off the appointment letter for your professorship. Don't forget to accept it. I'll become a professor just like that? You should have at least informed me beforehand. Is there a need to do that? You're a student who went through the doors of Media College, so you're forever a member of our Media College family. This professor position was originally yours anyway. I didn't agree to your resignation back then, so as it happens, we're rejecting your resignation from back then. You're still a professor of our school. Damn, all right then. Little Zhong, you've done well these past few years. You've done really well. You didn't embarrass your alma mater at all. President Chen, I've been involved in scientific research and development for the past few years. I didn't do anything regarding broadcast at all. Our university also teaches physics, mathematics, and aviation. I think there's no aviation course yet, but we'll have it in the future. Where did you develop your talent? At our school, of course. You were developed and trained by Media College, isn't that so? Yes, it's all due to my alma mater. Remember to say it like that to the media as well. I understand. However, that was not the end of it. After putting the cell phone down and attempting to get back to lunch, it rang again. But this time, the call startled Zhong Yi. It was from General Li. Fellow Zhong. Old Li, what's the matter? Didn't we meet at the Great Hall earlier? So you mean I can't look for you for other matters? Of course you may, please go ahead. I am at the National Defense University 1 right now. National Defense University? Yeah, it's my alma mater. I was pulled aside by the school's president right after a meeting. He bought me a meal and spoke to me for such a long time. Only then did I realize it was because he wanted to look for you about something. What does the National Defense University want with me? They would like to invite you to join the National Defense University as a professor. It's a full professorship too, not an associate one. Professorship. But the National Defense University is the highest educational institute for military affairs. Shouldn't that be a military rank? I'm not in the military. There are civilian professors too. Damn, why me again? What do you mean again? It's nothing. They understand that you're busy. And that their invitation to you to join the National Defense University after you've won the highest science and technology award might feel like it's a bit of an afterthought, as though your efforts are there for the picking, so they feel a little embarrassed about it. That's why they found me to talk to you about whether you're willing to join the university. They even said that you basically wouldn't need to give any lessons. It's fine to just show up over there once in a while, and you won't need to worry about anything else. It's just going to be a title, so what do you say? If that's the case, it's fine. All right, I'll help you say yes to them then. Sure. The call finally ended. Zhongyi walked back to the table and sat down. His mother said in annoyance, "Why are you so busy?" Li Qingqin smiled and said, "Little Yi has just won the highest award and is currently in the news, so he's busy." Xin Huaye asked, "Who was that? Look at how gleeful you are." Zhongyi grinned. "It's from a few universities. Peking University, Media College, and National Defense University all approached me to take on a professorship role with them. I ended up agreeing to it since I wouldn't suffer any losses and it would help me with my popularity too." Xin Huaye was stunned. "The National Defense University also came looking for you?" Zhongyi said, "Yeah." Li Qingqin said happily, "That is a good thing." Xin Huaye said helplessly, "You've become so sought after. The National Defense University is the military's highest educational institute in the country, but even they're fighting to get you to join them?" Pausing for a moment, she sighed and said, "But that's not exactly surprising either. You've attracted so much attention this time. The highest science and technology award that hadn't been given out for the past 2 years was even won by you, so it's only expected that they're fighting over you. If you join them as a professor, it will also be an honor for their schools, and they'll be able to rub off of your glory." Sometimes, comparisons were torture. Xin Huaye had spent her entire life doing mathematics research. It was so during her school days and also the same after she had graduated. She was now almost 40, yet she still hadn't managed to get the title of a research fellow at the Chinese Academy of Sciences. For now, she was still just a researcher with the academy. But Zhongyi? He was a celebrity who had graduated with a broadcasting major, someone who totally had no relation to the scientific community and had never stayed long in a field of work. Instead, it was someone like that who was appointed a research fellow at the 2 academies, as well as securing professorship titles at the various key universities of China. He even reached the summit after having won the highest science and technology award, so what would you make of that? Several years ago, Zhongyi had lost all his honor when he left. Several years later, when Zhongyi returned, he regained all of that glory and even more. A 2 academies research fellow. 3 professorship titles. This was totally unprecedented. What could time do about him? This guy was absolutely unable to be measured with any common sense. After lunch, Xin Huaye said goodbye. Wu Ziqing smiled. "Do you need me to see you out?" Xin Huaye said with a laugh, "Sure." Wu Ziqing acknowledged, "Okay." Zhongyi even urged from behind, "Old Wu, come back in quickly after you see her out. The appointment from the National Defense University has been sent over already, and it's full of words. Help me take a look at it." Wu Ziqing gave him a smile. "Sure, why don't you put it down?" His mother stared at him. "Don't you know how to read it yourself?" Zhongyi said, "My wife is better at such things than I am." His mother harumphed, "Without Ziqing around, I doubt you'd be able to survive." Outside. The 2 of them walked to Xin Huaye's car, which was parked outside. Wu Ziqing smiled and said, "What did you want to talk about?" Xin Huaye looked at her. "When you got married to Zhongyi, I've mentioned that you 2 might not be right for each other. I'm taking back those words of mine. Why did you suddenly think about this?" Wu Ziqing asked. Xin Huaye laughed. "I just wanted to get it out since I remembered. I'm not as good as you when it comes to choosing a man. I'm just curious how you managed to snag such a great person out of the crowd." Chapter 1583, A Change is Coming to the Entertainment Circle. In the morning, Old Wu took a rare day off from work while Cece was on summer break from kindergarten. The mother and daughter were up early in the morning, leaving Zhongyi still lazing in bed. He wouldn't get up no matter what. "Daddy, Daddy, What is it? Daddy, get up. Let your father sleep another 2 hours. Mommy said that you aren't a good child if you laze around in bed. Daddy is not a child. Get up quickly, Daddy. Then come and give Daddy a kiss. Zhongyi was being shameless. Cece was getting anxious. Wu Ziqing slowly walked to the bedside and said with a smile, "How are you not a child? You're a child through and through. How old are you? Shouldn't you be setting an example to our child? Ha ha." She then carried Cece onto the bed. "Give Daddy a kiss and ask him to get up." Cece gave Zhongyi a kiss. Zhongyi turned over and said, "Your mommy has to give me a kiss as well." Wu Ziqing smiled and lowered her head to kiss him as well. There. Yawning, Zhongyi finally stretched himself and sat up in bed. His outstretched arms wrapped around his wife and daughter and he hugged them. Say, this bro's days are so comfortable. Every day is such a wonderful day. I wouldn't exchange such a life even if I were offered the position of president. He then took his cell phone from the bedside table and opened the camera app. He selected the selfie mode and said, "Quick, let's take a family picture together." Wu Ziqing smiled and said, "But I haven't washed up yet." Zhongyi said, "My wife is good looking even if she hasn't washed her face yet." "Oh, you." Wu Ziqing was left with no choice. When Cece saw herself on the screen, she revealed a very cute look. "Catcher." Zhongyi laughed heartily and said, "It's done. I'll put it up on Moments." With just a few taps, he uploaded it. Almost instantly, quite a few people in his Moments liked the picture. Yao Jiansai replied, "Shorenting one?" Fan Wenli replied, "Minister Wu is so beautiful." Ninglan replied, "You're showing off your wife and shorenting so early in the morning. Should you really be doing this?" The deputy station head of Central TV replied, "Your daughter is so cute." Xiaodong replied, "Wow, Cece is such a good girl. I want to give her a kiss." Asterisk drooling emote asterisk Amy replied, "Minister Wu still looks so good without her makeup." So jealous asterisk table flip emoticon asterisk, the response was very enthusiastic. Zhongyi was very happy. This was exactly the effect he wanted. As a result, this fellow was getting the hang of this feeling. After breakfast, Wu Ziqing started playing with Cece. They would go out into the yard to play on the swing, water the plants, play with Cece's new toys, and let her try on her new clothes. Wu Ziqing was unlike Zhongyi. Zhongyi's enthusiasm would only last a short while. He could play with the child crazily for half an hour before feeling tired and pulling himself out of the situation. But old Wu could play with the child for an entire day, even squeezing in cooking in between. She was meticulous as a person. Perhaps this was the difference between a father and a mother. The mother and daughter were happily playing while Zhongyi took pictures of them. Sometimes, he would take pictures of his wife, and sometimes, he would take pictures of his daughter. 5 pictures. 10 pictures. 100 pictures. His Moments started filling up with his posts. The text that he posted along with the pictures were also particularly poetic. "Mommy is the best in the world. Tap, tap, tap." He attached 9 photos of old Wu to the post. "My daughter is a good little girl. Tap, tap, tap." He attached 9 photos of Cece to the post. "Mother and daughter are my 2 treasures. Tap, tap, tap." He attached 9 photos of old Wu and Cece to the post. "While Daddy is only a blade of grass. Tap." He attached a single photo of himself nestled in a corner. The people on Zhongyi's Moments were going crazy. His eldest younger sister, Pfut, brother is obsessively posting pictures of his wife. His third sister commented, and also obsessively posting his daughter's pictures too. Grandma Zhongxia commented, "Little Zhong has gone crazy." His mother commented, "Why are you posting so many updates? Do you have nothing better to do?" At the beginning, everyone was liking his posts and replying to them. After all, Zhongyi didn't usually post much on Moments. But when he posted his 10th post on Moments, the number of people liking it had become significantly fewer. By the time he reached his 20th post, barely anyone gave him any more likes or commented on them. Oh, but it wasn't totally no one. There was still a person who was tirelessly liking and commenting on his posts. Whenever Zhong Yi posted something, he would like it. He didn't miss out on any of the posts. This guy was Supervisor Ku, a department head at the Central Publicity Department. Supervisor Ku was also going crazy. Wu Ziqing was his supervisor and his direct boss. Due to the TV series the Central Publicity Department had funded, he had added Zhong Yi to his contacts. When he saw all those posts of his boss and her daughter, how could he possibly not like them and add a comment? Supervisor Ku was well known at his workplace for going on a spree with his likes. As long as it were anyone in his moments, he would always make sure to press like on their posts. This was a habit for him. If he could always press like on the posts of his normal colleagues, how could he not like the posts that his direct boss was in? That wouldn't be acceptable. This was a mistake that Supervisor Ku would obviously not commit. But as things would have it, Zhong Yi posted several dozen updates onto his moments today. As such, he also liked all several dozen posts and would rack his brains to think of what to comment on each of them. Supervisor Ku, it's been hard on Minister Wu. She works hard at the office and also has to take care of her child on the weekends. Supervisor Ku, Cici is so adorable. She's becoming prettier and prettier. Supervisor Ku, what flowers are these? They're nice. Supervisor Ku, where did you buy this toy? It's nice. Supervisor Ku, this outfit suits Cici great. It's nice. Supervisor Ku, this hairpin on Cici's head, it's nice. For the entire morning, Zhong Yi didn't feel tired at all from his postings on moments. However, Supervisor Ku was almost burnt out by it. His eyes had turned green with nausea. Noon. During lunch, Wu Ziqing finally checked her cell phone. Old Wu said helplessly, "Just how many times did you post?" "I browsed through 5 of them already, and I'm still not done." Zhong Yi said, "I don't remember, but it's not a small number." "Oh, you." Wu Ziqing smiled as she shook her head. Zhong Yi casually switched on the television. When it came on, it was a news report about the State Science and Technology Prizes. It seemed like the momentum of this news wouldn't die off for at least a week. However, it could be deduced from this point that the people and the media were all in shock and disbelief over Zhong Yi becoming a great scientist. From a notorious hacker, he had now turned into a hero of science. This contrast couldn't be greater, so everyone definitely found it difficult to accept at the moment. Wu Ziqing asked, "You're still not planning to reopen your popularity ranking?" Zhong Yi said, "I'm still waiting for Sister Lan's news." They had been friends for many years, so there was a need for this. He also understood that it was the best opportunity to reopen his Chinese popularity rankings right now. Prestige, topicality, reputation, he was at the pinnacle of all that at this moment. In fact, his current reputation was even better than before he got imprisoned. To say that his popularity had doubled from that time would not be an exaggeration. Perhaps it was a blessing in disguise. Back then, Zhong Yi's popularity had reached a bottleneck, especially his Chinese popularity. The highest he got to at that time was around the 6th place of the S-list rankings. Based on the order of that, he didn't even manage to get into the top 5 in China. Moreover, Zhong Yi had pushed it to the extremes. Even if he were to continue with his efforts at that time, he would probably not have seen too great of a change in 1 or 2 years. However, after consolidating for several years and with that rapid era change in the entertainment circle, Zhong Yi could still stand here and regain the popularity that he once had. In fact, it was even higher than that, close enough to the point that he had hopes of catching up to the seat of the person at the top. This was a miracle that no one else could replicate. His name was a legend in the entertainment industry. He was only one step away. And this was a step Zhong Yi wasn't sure he could take. Ring, ring, ring. His cell phone suddenly rang. It was from Xu Mailan. Zhong Yi answered, "Sister Lan?" On the other end, Xu Mailan said with a chuckle, "You've been waiting a long time, haven't you?" "It's fine, I'm not anxious," Zhong Yi said with a laugh. Xu Mailan said, "Thank you. This time, Big Sis owes you a great big favor. If there's anything you need in the future, just tell me." Zhong Yi was startled to hear that. "Your movie has premiered?" Shu Mailan said, "It premiered 2 days ago." Zhong Yi exclaimed, "Ah? Then how's your popularity ranking?" Shu Mailan giggled. "You didn't check the popularity rankings, right?" "Nope." "True, you were busy posting on Moments all morning." "Haha, Big Sis has risen to 6th on the S-list rankings. I'm no longer in last place, so hurry up and reopen your ranking. I don't want to delay your matters for too long." She said sincerely, "I hope that you will be able to soar to the heavens this time. Of all the celebrities from back then, it all depends on you now." Zhong Yi belly laughed and said, "Sure, I'll be counting on your blessings then." After hanging up, Wu Ziqing asked, "Is it time?" Zhong Yi smiled and said, "Sister Lan's matter is dealt with. She's now second to last on the S-list rankings. Even if my popularity score is ahead of hers and pushes her back down the rankings, she will still get to keep her heavenly queen status." Rubbing his hands together, he took a deep breath. "But I really do feel a little nervous right now. This bro has been doing so much recently, but what if I can't even get back on the S-list? What if I still remain below Sister Lan in the rankings? That would be so embarrassing. Where will this bro hide his face if that happens?" But Wu Ziqing said, "Don't think too much." Zhonga said, "All right, I'll listen to my wife." Wu Ziqing asked, "Are you going out now?" "Yes, I'll head to the studio for a bit," Zhong Yi said. Wu Ziqing said, "Come back early." Zhong Yi said, "Okay." It was the calm before the storm. This was what many of those in the entertainment circle who were well informed were feeling. Perhaps a change might really be coming to the entertainment circle soon. Chapter 1584, The Competition for First Place in the Entertainment Industry. In the afternoon. At the studio. When the door opened, Zhong Yi came walking in. Looking at the inside, not a lot of people were at work today. Only 4 or 5 people were on duty as it was a Saturday today. The rest of the staff were all on their weekend break. "Director Zhong? What are doing you here? Aren't you supposed to be on your day off today?" "Ha, I saw your posts on Moments. Why aren't you at home accompanying your child?" "Yeah, we're here." Then Zhong Yi said, "Sister Lan's matter is settled." Tong Fu said in surprise, "So quickly?" "I think Sister Lan's box office earnings for her new movie are pretty high," Zhong Yi said with a laugh. Little Wang was taken back. "Ah, we didn't notice at all," then, Zhongzwa said, "Hurry up, call Old Ha and Oldswa back." Little Wang replied, "Understood, I'll call them immediately." Soon after, Ha Chichi and Zhongzwa drove back to the office in a hurry. Zhong Yi instructed them, "Old Ha, you were the one liaising with the popularity rankings agency all this while, right? Let them know that my popularity ranking spot can be reopened." Ha Chichi smiled and said, "All right. I've waited a long time for this." Zhongzwa was also extremely excited. "It's finally time." Zhong Yi said, "Brother Zui, can I trouble you to make a trip to the media outlets?" Zhongzwa obeyed. "Will do, I'll handle it." Zhong Yi clapped his hands and said, "Everyone, let's buck up. Whether we succeed or not will all depend on this day." "Got it." "All right. Director Zhong will prevail." At this moment, the staff of Zhong Yi's studio were filled with great fighting spirit. They also wanted to know how far Director Zhong could go this time. Very quickly, the news got out. The official Weibo of the Popularity Rankings Agency announced some news. "We have just received the latest news from Zhong Yi's studio. Teacher Zhong has decided to reopen his spot on the popularity rankings. The subject hasn't had his popularity score updated in 3.5 years. Our staff are already working on it, and we're stepping up our efforts to process the relevant information and data. We will tentatively be reopening Teacher Zhong's popularity ranking spot at 7 o'clock sharp this evening. For updates of any changes, please follow our Weibo, thank you." A tossed stone creates a 1,000 ripples. The media erupted. The industry blew up. The public was in chaos. Zhong Yi reopens his popularity ranking? Show business circle to experience a change soon? How much popularity does a former heavenly king have left? Can Zhong Yi stage a glorious return? What a bombshell! Stormy times for the entertainment circle again. At an entertainment company. Oh my God! He's really reopening his popularity ranking? This is big news. I was wondering why my eyes have been twitching for the past few days. I should have known that something big was gonna happen. Zhong Yi is coming back and bearing ill will. How will it end up now that he's reopening his popularity ranking? No one knows for sure. At Central TV. He's reopening it. This is too sudden. It's not exactly sudden. Actually, he had wanted to reopen his rankings earlier. Yeah, it was expected that his ranking would get suspended after the hacking incident from before. But now that he's been released from jail and even made such a great contribution to the country's scientific and technological advancement, there's no reason why they would continue suspending his ranking. So then, why did he reopen it at this time? Could it be because of Xu Mailan? Based on Zhong Yi's character, that's really a possibility. At a male idols gathering. What? There's really such a thing? This is bad, let's leave. I have to make a trip back to the studio. Let's leave together. Hi, I don't have an appetite anymore. I thought that he didn't care about the popularity rankings. If his popularity ranking really, surely it won't happen, right? There's still Guan Zhaohua holding down the fort at the top. Yeah, Brother Guan is currently at the top of the domestic popularity rankings. At Guan Zhaohua's studio. This is bad. Zhong Yi is going to reopen his popularity rankings. Will it affect us? It shouldn't. He can't possibly be that popular, right? Yeah, no matter how awesome Zhong Yi is, he returned just a while ago. He hasn't been involved in the entertainment circle for nearly 4 years. There's no reason he can affect us. He's still very dangerous. That fellow is a legend, after all. Let's get prepared. Hurry up, contact the media to issue a write-up about us. At another Heavenly Queen studio. Why is he coming out and creating trouble for us at this time? Xu Mailan has just risen to the 6th spot of the S list, and he's choosing this time to reopen his popularity ranking. Then aren't we in great danger? We're in the 7th spot. That's the bottom of the S list. We can't let Zhong Yi get into the S list. Get in touch with the media outlets that we're close to and see if they can dig up some dirt on Zhong Yi and publish it. You've got it wrong. No media outlets would dare to publish such news on Zhong Yi at this time. Pay them. This isn't a matter of money. Don't you know who Zhong Yi's wife is? At Yao Jiancai's house. Ha 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 ha. Uncle Zhong is almighty. This kid is finally back. I guess a lot of people in showbiz won't be able to sit still any longer. At Xu Mailan's studio. You can do it, Teacher Zhong. I hope Teacher Zhong wins. Teacher Zhong has given us a lot of help this time in our fight against the male idols and in the popularity rankings. Sister Lan is so fortunate to have a friend like that. Yeah, Teacher Zhong is such a loyal friend. That's of course. Don't you know how many years their friendship goes back? I hope that Teacher Zhong score an opening victory. At Xiaodong's house. The trio of Spring Garden were all here. Teacher Zhong is finally moving. This is such great news. He should have reopened his rankings long ago. It's too critical to have a spot on the popularity rankings. Yeah, by reopening his popularity rankings, it will disrupt the current state of showbiz. In the Go world. All the best. Lord Zhong's making a push on the popularity rankings, we ought to give him all our support. Lord Zhong, you can do it. In the advertising world. At Li Xiaoxiao's house, she was currently chatting with several of her close friends. Xiaoxiao, come and watch the news. Is the news real? Zhong Yi is going to go on a rampage again. You're speaking like he hasn't been going on a rampage ever since he came back. But it's different this time. The popularity rankings are the true standard for measurement of everything. I don't like this Zhong Yi. Back in the advertising war against our Xiao Xiao, he came up with that slogan of Family Spring, a rather sweet thing, and caused her to get held back by so many years. It angers me just mentioning it. Yeah, our Xiao Xiao was the best person of the advertising and marketing world back then, yet Zhong Yi as a host had to come and mess things up for her. How infuriating. Haha, but he's really capable. Xiao Xiao, why are you speaking up for him? I'm just stating the facts. At Xinhua News. What's supposed to come will still come. Are they going for a win this time? Who's Zhong Yi gonna be stacking up against this time? The male idols, I guess? No, he's going after all of the domestic celebrities. Zhong Yi's fan club. In a group chat. Teacher Zhong is going to smack faces again. Ha 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 ha, I'm so looking forward to it. Zhong Yi is the best. He's taking action when it's the right time. Go heck them up. Come on. My large saber is again unable to endure the thirst. On Weibo. I'm in shock. I'm really anticipating it. Sister Lan's movie has just had an explosive box office opening. She just moved up to 6th place in the S-list and Zhong Yi is reopening his popularity rankings. This is clear as day. So he was waiting for Shu Mailan. I knew it. So that was why he didn't reopen his popularity rankings earlier. What a loyal person Zhong Yi is. This is what you call a real friend. At Zhong Yi, thank you on behalf of Sister Lan. The righteous Lord Zhong. Teacher Zhong is a real man. I am the vice president of Sister Lan's fan club. On behalf of all her fans, I thank Teacher Zhong. From now on, we will forever be allies and share weal and woe together. At Big Saber Bro, if there's anything you need us for in the future, just speak. Yao Jinsai's fan club is here to show our support. Dong Shanshan's fan club is here to show our support. Ninglan's fan club is here to show our support. Awaiting the final outcome. Right, let's wait for the results together. This day was destined not to be a quiet one. A single Weibo post from the popularity rankings agency had turned the entire entertainment circle upside down. Everyone knew that after today, the current state of the Chinese entertainment circle would end up going through a turbulent change. Chapter 1585, the latest popularity rankings are revealed. Monsters. All of them came crawling out at this moment. The entertainment industry had seen two different eras in recent years and undergone two huge waves of changes. The first was when the veteran artists such as Zhong Yuanqi and some other celebrities ruled the industry many years ago. With Zhong Yuanqi's retirement from the entertainment circle, an era ended with her withdrawal. Afterwards, most of the veterans of that era also left the public eye. The only person who had somewhat managed to maintain her popularity from back then was Shu Mailan. The entertainment industry ushered in a new era. It was the era of the male idols led by Guan Zhaohua. His popularity with the public and the media had pushed the Chinese entertainment circle to a whole new level. These days, the shadows of these male idols and hunks were seen everywhere, from variety shows to television series, to films, until Zhong Yi returned from serving his sentence. Until Zhong Yi announced his comeback. A lot of things changed overnight. Shock. Astonishment. Disbelief. Was this the end of the male idols era? Could it be that tonight would usher in a third wave of changes in the entertainment circle and welcome a new era? Back when Zhong Yi debuted, he boarded at the tail end of the train of Zhong Yuanqi's era. During that era of the entertainment industry, Zhong Yi's name was always going to be an indispensable part of it, with his story always a legend of that time. However, he was not the protagonist of that era. Zhong Yuanqi, Shu Mailan, and a few others were the main people who had founded that era of the Chinese entertainment circle and ruled it for a full 10 years. At that time, Zhong Yi had still not reached the height of his status. But that situation had changed. An era belonging to Zhong Yi might very well be coming soon. They might just be witnessing the arrival of the entertainment industry's third revolution. The media turned serious. The atmosphere in the entertainment circle had become very tense. The people were all counting down in their minds. There were still 2 hours to go. There was still an hour to go. It was 6 o'clock in the evening. The popularity rankings were about to be refreshed. In the evening. At home. Zhong Yi arrived home in a leisurely mood. You're back? Wu Ziqing had already prepared dinner. The dishes were all on the table. Why haven't you two eaten yet? Zhongyi looked at the table. Cece replied, Mommy said that we had to wait for Daddy to come home first. Zhongyi quickly got seated and exclaimed, Aya, why did you have to wait for me? Quick, let's eat. Look at how hungry my daughter is. Cece looked at Wu Ziqing. Mommy. Wu Ziqing smiled. Daddy is home now. We can start eating. Cece let out a cheer and started gobbling down her food. When Zhongyi saw this, he smiled. She warmed his heart. After dinner, Cece went back to her bedroom to play. Zhongyi helped Wu Ziqing out with the chores. He washed the dishes and cleaned the table. Old Wu said nonchalantly, Mom called twice this afternoon. She's concerned about the popularity rankings index. My mom always loves worrying for nothing. Zhongyi laughed and said, what's the use of her asking you about that? Even I don't know what the results will be after the popularity rankings are refreshed. Wu Ziqing looked down as she washed the dishes. This afternoon, I suddenly got reminded of something from the time when I was serving in the lower levels. Do you want to hear about it? Zhongyi said in surprise, sure. Wu Ziqing smiled and said, well, I used to be the head of the city's ideological control department. Before I was appointed, I didn't think much of it. All I wanted to do was to get my job done. I thought it would be easy, but in fact, it didn't work out to be simple. The stress that I had at that time was really quite bad. The people under me were all waiting for me to get some results, so I had to handle a lot of matters by myself, including socializing with others and solving issues, all because I was the head of the department. If any problems surfaced, others would say that I was not capable enough, haha. So even now, I do not think that that was a good position to be in. Sometimes, the higher you climb, the easier it is to trap yourself in an unfavorable position. Zhongyi was taken aback. He blinked for a bit and then smiled. I understand what you're getting at. But Wu Ziqing just smiled and said, I didn't say anything. After the dishes were washed, Wu Ziqing pulled Zhongyi out to the yard. The moonlight. The lawn. The long bench. The two of them sat shoulder to shoulder as they looked up and admired the moon. Are you prepared? I am. It will only get harder from here. As long as you're by my side, I'll walk this path even if it means going through trials and tribulations. The look in Zhongyi's eyes turned even more determined. Wu Ziqing smiled. Little Yi. Zhongyi said, Wu Ziqing said, I haven't heard you recite a poem for me in a while. Zhongyi gave a slight smile and grabbed old Wu's hand. Then he looked up at the moonlight. He understood old Wu's intentions and knew that she was worried for him. Zhongyi knew clearly that if he were to take this step forward, it would be into a whole new world. The opponents he would be facing were going to be the top international stars from around the world. Zhongyi had never seen that world before, nor had he experienced the dangers of it before. Perhaps every step would have to be taken with great difficulty. Perhaps he wouldn't even make a mark even if his head was broken and bleeding. Yet, he was truly ready for it. He was willing to go into that world to have a look around. He was willing to give it a shot on behalf of all the Chinese celebrities. Zhongyi recited, I'd be the white water, flowing through mountain streams, over rugged streambeds, splashing over the rocks. So long as my beloved may be a little fish, swimming in my rolling waves, happy and fancy-free. I'd be the wild forest, on either river bank, facing the howling winds, and bravely fighting them. So long as my beloved may be a little bird, nesting in my foliage, dense, on branches warbling. I'd be the wrecked ruins, atop the mountain peaks. This silent destruction does not make me depressed. So long as my beloved may be green ivy vines, clinging to my crumbling walls, climbing ever upwards. I'd be a thatched cottage hidden in a valley. The cottage's roof torn, pounded by the weather. So long as my beloved may be a lovely flame inside of my fireplace. She gently flutters there. I'd be the frazzled clouds, graying and tattered flags. In the vast open skies, floating without a care. So long as my beloved may be the rose sunset, shining upon my pale face, burning with bright brilliance. A smile appeared on Wu Ziqing's face. That's really nice. This was a poem about love. a poem from his previous world called Lenek en Foliavise by Sander Petfi 1. Zhong Yi's current thoughts, moods, and emotions were all contained within this poem. He'd be those rapids. So long as old Wu was by his side. Domestically? Asia? The world? He dared to take on everything and turn them upside down. Wu Ziqing tightly gripped his hand. I'd be that little fish, that little bird, and that ivy too. I'll walk with you, no matter how far you wish to go. Zhong Yi said happily, that's great. Di. The alarm that Zhong Yi had set earlier went off. It was 7 p.m. Wu Ziqing smiled and said, it's time. Zhong Yi took a deep breath and grabbed his cell phone to check the popularity rankings index. At the same moment, in the media, among the celebrities, among the people, everyone was also anxiously refreshing the popularity rankings index. At the next moment, all of them saw it. The rankings were updated. The Chinese popularity rankings index, celebrity rankings, first, Zhong Yi. Second, Guan Zhaohua. Third, Ari Fei. In that instant, the entire nation burst into an uproar. Zhong Yi had reached the summit. It was the birth of the king of the new era. Chapter 1586, to see other summits dwarfed, and savor the scene. The popularity rankings index was published. There was an uproar across the nation. Zhong Yi's name was boldly inked in first place. It wasn't the first place of the A-list rankings. It wasn't the first place of the other categories. But the first place of the entire Chinese popularity rankings. At Zhong Yi's parents' house. It's my son. It's little Yi. He's in first place. He's in first place. We're not dreaming, are we? At Ninglan's house. A few of his friends were gathered here. First place. It's Zhong Yi's name. Oh my God. He has reached the summit. This fellow has really reached the summit. At an entertainment company. Even the male idols are unable to stop him? There's going to be a change of eras. But the times have already changed. I can't believe that it's him. He's someone who left the industry for 4 years. Hi, a legend is still a legend. At a media outlet. Something big has happened. There's really going to be a change. Hurry. Work on the draft report. A few years ago when Zhong Yi was sent to prison, everyone thought that it was all over for him. Everyone thought that it would be impossible for him to make a comeback again. But who could have thought that after 4 years, the domestic popularity rankings would actually be ruled by him? If this is a joke, then this joke has gotten way out of hand. I'm still in a state of shock. At Zhong Yi's studio. Ah. Hooray, Director Zhong. We did it. We really did it. I feel like crying. Director Zhong is too hecking awesome. We've won. At a male idol studio. But that's impossible. This, oh my God. Has he really reached the summit? How did it turn out to be him? How can it be? It's over. Guan Zhaohua has been pushed down by him. At Guan Zhaohua's studio. We're no longer in first place? How is he so popular? This doesn't hecking make any sense at all. Damn, what do we do now? Surpass him, of course. We have to catch back up. Look at the gap between Zhong Yi's popularity score and ours, look at that number. In the short term, there's no chance that we can possibly catch back up to him. His popularity right now is simply too high. This is illogical. This is totally illogical. In the Go world. Minister Wu's husband has really reached the summit. How freakishly awesome. Lord Zhong is so domineering. The entertainment circle is finally presided over by Lord Zhong. At the Chinese Academy of Sciences. How could it, damn, someone from our Chinese Academy of Sciences has actually reached the summit of the domestic popularity rankings? Ah. Is Zhong Yi considered one of our Academy's people? Why not? Isn't he a research fellow from our Academy? Ah. At Central TV. It's a change of dynasties. Yeah, a new state of showbiz has arisen. Now that Zhong Yi has reached first place in the domestic popularity rankings, it will be really difficult to say how our showbiz's future will pan out. With Zhong Yi's temper, it might just signal that chaos will be breaking out in the international scene soon. Or perhaps he might bring the Chinese entertainment industry towards a brighter future. Brighter future? Zhong Yuanqi's era of celebrities did not achieve it, and neither did Guan Zhaohua's era of celebrities succeed, so can Zhong Yi do it? On Weibo, the netizens went crazy. This is too exciting. An oddity of a generation, a legend of a generation. I'm so happy for Teacher Zhong. I'm so hecking excited. It's been 8 years, 8 whole years. I've been with Teacher Zhong since the beginning. I've liked him ever since he debuted and followed him all the way till now. I've personally witnessed how Teacher Zhong has made it thus far in these 8 years, and it has really not been easy at all. It has been so difficult for him. There hasn't been a celebrity like Zhong Yi before, and there won't be another like him in the future either. I'm also a fan of Guan Zhaohua's, and I like Ari Fei too. They're both so good-looking and without a blemish to their reputations, so who could dislike them? But when it comes to one's verve, courage, and charisma, they're lacking by far as compared to Zhong Yi. Therefore, I'll accept that Zhong Yi has taken the top spot of the domestic popularity rankings. There has never been anyone so ordinary-looking who has taken the #1 spot in the domestic popularity rankings. But I find Zhong Yi to be very attractive. I feel so too. Whether a person is attractive or not doesn't depend on their looks alone. Mother hecker, I only like people like Zhong Yi. I love seeing him scold people, love seeing him write poems, love seeing him stir up trouble, and love seeing him cross over to all the different fields and shocking the eyeballs out of others. Foot, aren't I asking for it? Congratulations to Zhong Yi. Congratulations on starting your reign, Teacher Zhong. It blew up in the outside world. Countless people sent their congratulations. At home, Zhong Yi's cell phone was exploding with calls, together with the landline at home, Old Wu's cell phone, and Old Wu's parents' cell phones. Ha Chichi screamed excitedly, "Director Zhong, you're amazing." Zhong Yi laughed and said, "It was all to the credit of everyone." In the call, little Wang could be heard crying. She sobbed, "We finally reached the top. The top. Director Zhong. I knew you could do it." Zhong Yi said, "If not for you guys, I couldn't have gotten to where I am." Zhong's snatched the phone and said, "We didn't do anything at all. If it weren't for you, we wouldn't have witnessed such a situation either. You were the one who brought us to the summit." Tong Fu also shouted from the other end of the line, "You were the one who made it possible for us." Wu Yi said loudly, "Director Zhong. Thank you." Little Wang was still crying. "You've worked hard. Yao Jiancai. Ning Lan. Zhong Xia. Chen Guang. Hu Fei. Dong Shanshan. Zhong Yuanqi. His 3 sisters. His aunts and uncles. His family and friends were all congratulating him. There were even a lot of unexpected people who sent him messages on Weibo. The male idol, Hi Fei, congratulations, Teacher Zhong. The former most popular celebrity, Guan Zhaohua, congratulations. A newly crowned heavenly queen posted on Weibo, fully deserving of being the #1. At this moment. On this day. In the entire country. In the entire media. In the entire entertainment circle. Perhaps some were sincere and some not so. But practically everyone still came forward with congratulations. Zhong Yi couldn't help but sigh. 8 years. It had been 8 years. The grievances that he had felt. The difficulties that laid in his path. The ups and downs he had been through. Along the way, he had experienced so many incidents, too many twists and turns. Sometimes, when he thought about the suffering he had gone through years ago, he felt like he was telling a story. Even Zhong Yi himself did not know how he had made it through all of that. In fact, he couldn't believe it at all. Did he really come this far by himself? He had been banned by the industry more than 10 times. He had been detained at a police station. He had crossed paths with death on a hijacked airplane. He had been besieged by several hundred people from the martial arts world. He had been sent to jail. He had bade farewell to the entertainment circle. If he had to experience these things again, he didn't know if he could get through it all. But here he was, leading his team step by step towards the highest place in the Chinese popularity rankings. He had reached the peak, the pinnacle, the spot where he was the most popular celebrity in the country. Countless people came to congratulate him. Zhong Yi was surging with emotion. At this moment, Zhong Yi got reminded of a poem that he posted before. It was Du Fu's Admiring the Mountains. How to describe the revered peak? Towering over all Shandong with endless green. Heavenly beautiful splendor nature gathered, the shaded north side cut off from the south side's sheen. Clustering clouds cleanse the cracks in the heart, eyes strain watching homebound birds fly through the ravine. Someday I shall ascend your highest heights to see other summits dwarfed, and savor the scene. This was a promise he made back then. Today, Zhong Yi had finally made it. Chapter 1587, Zhong Yi barges into a live streaming channel. Sunday. In the morning. At Zhong Yi's eldest younger sister's house. The entire family had gathered here today. His maternal grandparents, his uncles, and his aunts. When Zhong Yi's parents arrived, everyone congratulated them joyously. His third aunt said, "Congratulations. Little Yi has finally reached the top." His second aunt laughed heartily and said, "This is a joyous occasion for our family." His second uncle said, "Yeah, when I saw the news last night, I couldn't believe it." His grandma also said excitedly, "This is great. I haven't doted on this grandson of mine for nothing." She still asked in disbelief, "Has my grandson really gotten first place on China's popularity rankings?" His mother laughed and said, "That's right. In the whole of China, there's no one with higher popularity than Little Yi. He's in first place. It can't get more real than that." His grandpa hurriedly asked, "Where's Little Yi?" His father said, "He should be on the way." His first uncle laughed and said, "Little Yi has just gotten to the summit, so he should be quite busy handling matters. There's no rush." His mother smiled widely and said, "What can he be busy with? He's the most popular celebrity in the entire country. He's already at the top. Even if he wants to go higher up, there's no place to go any further. It has been so many years. It's time the kid gets a good rest. I told him yesterday to rest for a period of time." His grandma said immediately, "That's right." His third sister took out her cell phone and said, "I'll send a message to brother to hurry." His second sister had also just arrived. "Where's Big Sis?" His first uncle pointed upstairs. "She's streaming. Some live streaming company paid her to stream on their platform, but her allocated time is not up yet, so she can't go offline. Don't disturb her." At this moment, the doorbell rang. Zhong Yi and Wu Ziqing brought Cici and Chen Chen over. At this moment, the entire household turned lively. "Grandma, Grandpa. Hey. Bro, why are you so late? Haha, traffic, lots of traffic. Little Yi, congratulations." "Thanks, first uncle, Chen Chen is here too?" "Yes, she's here to scrounge." "Bro, I want a red packet." "Ah? What red packet? You're the #1 person in show business. Surely it wouldn't be nice if you didn't give out some red packets to your younger sisters, right?" "Ha ha ha, sure, I'll give. Wow, long live brother. Zhong Yi, I want one too. You girls, all you know is how to scam me of my red packets. Hee hee hee." It was a lunch party for the entire family today, as well as Zhong Yi's celebratory feast. Originally, they had agreed on holding it over at Zhong Yi's house at the villa. However, they decided to change it to Cao Dan's place, his eldest younger sister's new house. His eldest younger sister was a very popular celebrity in China as well. She was known as the top internet celebrity in recent years and was doing very well. Naturally, her economic status wasn't too bad either. With events and commercial performances to attend almost every day, she was probably even richer than Zhong Yi. Zhong Yi looked around the house and said, "This place is not bad. His first aunt smiled and said, "It was only because you pointed your sister in the right direction years ago. I was just leading her in, but it was still down to her own capabilities that she got there." John Yi looked left and right. "Where's Dandan?" His mother said, "Your sister is streaming at the moment." John Yi chuckled. "She knows that I'd be here, yet she's still busy streaming?" His first uncle said with a laugh, "It's a job she took on some time ago." Upstairs, on the second floor of the duplex, there was a specially constructed studio up here that Cao Dan had always used to record her videos. The live streaming event that she had today was also being carried out here. Cao Dan's sweet voice rang out inside the room. "I'm really not good at singing. Ha ha, I can't dance either. Believe me, you guys definitely don't want to see me dance. Yeah, I'm getting really hungry. Yes, I have lunch with my family today." She chatted on and on. Over 4 million viewers were online watching the stream. The fans were crazily typing in the chat and sending donations. 1. AK has sent a car. Sleepless Nights has sent a flying kiss. The fans, everyone, send in your donations. Otherwise, Dandan is going to get trashed by the other streamers. She's still third in the donation rankings. Pfft, they're teaming up to take on Dandan. Dandan, hurry up and ask for donations. Or else we're gonna fall back into fourth place. This platform is home field for those streamers. It would be surprising if they didn't receive a lot of donations from their fans. Dandan, hang on. You had better not sing or dance. If not, you'll drop even further down the donation rankings. We all know how good your singing is. Enough, all right. Ha 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 ha. Cao Dan wasn't an ambitious person. She only said with a smile, "It's all right. You guys can donate if you like, but it's fine even if you don't. Just come to the live streaming platform more often in the future to support our streamers. This is the largest live streaming platform in the country at the moment. If I have time in the future, I will come often as well." The fans chatted. "Dandan is such a nice person. They're stepping on our heads. No, this won't do. We have to help Dandan get first on the donation rankings. Right, it would look really bad on us if she loses. I'd feel ashamed too. Let's support Dandan. Hi, even the mighty dragon is no match for the native serpent. But our Dandan is still a B-list celebrity." Another wave of donations filled the screen. For a short while, she was pushed into second place of the donation rankings before dropping back down again. In a different live streaming channel, the donations here were even crazier. This was Chichi's channel, the big sister of this live streaming platform. The fans chatted. "Ha ha ha, this feels great. We're first on the donations leaderboard. We gotta give it another push. Chichi is my true goddess. Bring Cao Dan down. A goddess from elsewhere wants to compete with our platform's own goddess? Supporting Chichi. We'll send you soaring to the skies." Chichi covered her mouth as her eyes reddened. "Thank you, thank why. Oh, you to all the big brothers. Oh, what do? I'm gonna cry." Then she blew a few kisses to everyone. In another channel, in Xiaoling's live streaming channel, Xiaoling kept asking for donations. "Big brothers, you can do it. Keep the donations coming in. I want to fight for first place today, so please allow this willful girl to have her way once. Whoever gets onto the top 3 of my donation rankings will get my cell phone number in your private messages." In a group chat. It was a private group chat for the platform's streamers. Chichi is in first place. Xiaoling is in second place. Poor Cao Dan. These whales are sending donations in like crazy. Chichi's and Xiaoling's incomes for the day are probably going to exceed 1 million RMB, right? Cao Dan can't possibly catch up. The gap is too wide. Cao Dan doesn't urge her viewers to donate either. Let's see if there will be any big reversal near the end. Sister Cao is done for. Many of the platform's streamers. Many of the platform's users. Everyone had their attention on this matter. At Zhong Yi's eldest younger sister's house. In the living room downstairs, they were making lunch in the kitchen. Zhong Yi leaned back onto the sofa and did a Beijing sprawl too. Is the food ready yet? I'm hungry. His mother gave him the look from the kitchen. Then why don't you get over here and help out? Zhong Yi said lazily, I can't move, I'm tired. Chen Chen gave a ha-ha. Zhong Yi, you're such a lazy ass. Wu Ziqing smiled and said, come here and take care of the child. I'll go and help Mom. I can't, Zhong Yi said shamelessly. His first aunt laughed and said, there's no need for you two to do anything. Just wait for the food. His father checked his watch. Little Yi, go and get your sister. It's almost time to eat. Zhong Yi ordered Chen Chen, go, ask your sister Dandan to come down. Chen Chen got angry. Why are you so lazy? His grandma was so amused that she gave him a look. Go on, don't just sit around. You can eat more if you move around a little. With her saying that, Zhong Yi finally stood up and went upstairs. Back upstairs. In the studio. The battle was entering a fever pitch. The fans were yelling. Charge. Keep donating. Can someone send a Spaceship 3? Dandan is really going to lose. Damn, Chichi has linked up with someone to do a joint stream. Xiaoling has also gone to get support. Winds are blowing? That's a really popular streamer. Their ranks on the donation leaderboard have gone even higher. Getting support from others? They're making it look like our Dandan doesn't have friends or something. Pfut, I think Dandan Jiang 4 really doesn't have any friends on this streaming site. It's over. The headlines tomorrow will surely be, the most popular internet celebrity can't win against the local platform streamers. When Cao Dan saw what her fans were typing, she said with a smile, everyone, please don't worry about that. The other streamers are just doing their jobs. This isn't a big deal. Then she looked at the comments again and said, Pfut, where am I going to get outside support from? My short videos have offended quite a few people, so it's not like you guys don't know how poor my social relations are. At this moment, the door behind her opened. Zhong Yi pushed the door and entered, then said listlessly, hurry up and go downstairs for lunch. Cao Dan turned around, startled. Bro? Zhong Yi said in a speechless manner, what are you still doing? I am streaming. Cao Dan blushed in embarrassment. She was shy, so be it live streaming or recording videos, she never liked doing it while her family and friends were around as she found that awkward. Zhong Yi blinked several times before walking over, interested. Let me have a look. Cao Dan hurriedly stood up to block him. Aya, what are you looking around for? There's nothing to see here. Zhong Yi said, can't I just have a look? Cao Dan's face was burning. She said, there's gonna be trouble if you show your face. This was a live stream. The stream delay was no longer than a second. At this moment, Cao Dan's channel went silent. 1 second. 2 seconds. 3 seconds. In that instant, the live streaming channel blew up. The fans screamed in surprise. Heck! Heck! Who is that? Zhong Yi? What did I just see? Oh my god, Zhong Yi? The most popular celebrity in the country? Dandan, what's going on there? This, I'm going crazy. Cao Dan turned around and had a look at the monitor. She knew that this secret couldn't be kept hidden any longer. She couldn't help but facepalm. Then, without caring about Zhong Yi, she sat back down on her chair, helpless, and pulled the microphone over. So about that. The fans pressed her. What's going on? What is Zhong Yi doing at your place? What an interesting situation this is. Dandan, you've really roped someone in for support. Faints *, can your support be any more impressive than this? I'm in genuflection of Dandan. Dandan, you've won. You even managed to invite the #1 person in showbiz? When we asked you to call for aid, we were only joking. But you really found someone? Cao Dan didn't know whether to laugh or cry. She explained, I didn't get any outside support. We have a family gathering today, and everyone came over for lunch. He's my cousin. The fans were stunned. Cousin? Your cousin is Zhong Yi? Zhong Yi is your relative? Damn, why haven't you mentioned this before? This is big news. I'm shocked too. Dandan, to think that you have such an impressive relative. This is truly unfathomable. You are truly unfathomable. Heck. Chapter 1588, Your Sister. In Xiaoling's channel. The channel was in an extremely boisterous state at the moment. Airplanes. Cars. Tanks. The donations kept flooding in. Xiaoling made a heart with her hands and said gratefully, "Thank you, Brother Little Jew and Brother Dafei. You are all so kind to me. How far am I away from first place?" The fans replied. "You aren't that far from it. You're catching up, awesome. Since Xiaoling covets first place, we'll get you first place. Right. Everyone, do your best and donate as much as you can." The streamer holding a joint stream with Xiaoling was also canvassing for donations on her behalf. As that person was also a very popular streamer on the platform with many fans, a lot of people responded to her calls for donations to Xiaoling. But suddenly, a lot of talk appeared. In the chat. "Stop donating. Sister Xiaoling, let's just forget it. Cao Dan has also invited someone onto her channel to support her. Quickly go and have a look at Cao Dan's channel. Something big has happened." Xiaoling was startled. What happened? The streamer who was helping Xiaoling smiled and said, "Even if she has roped in someone to help, so be it. Everyone is competing fair and square. We'll just see who is more capable in the end. What's the big deal?" He sent a fainting emote. "What's there to compete for?" Blue Sky 520 sent a sobbing emote. Even if all the streamers of the platforms in the country were to join forces, they would also not be able to compete with that person. Xiaoling was taken aback. Even if all the streamers in the country were to join forces? Xiaoling's supporting streamer mocked, unless Cao Dan invited God Zhong Yi over. Xiaoling burst out laughing as well. "Invite Zhong Yi? Are you kidding me?" The fans replied. "She has really invited him. It's really Zhong Yi. It's him in person. It's the real deal." Xiaoling was stunned. "That's impossible." Xiaoling's supporting streamer was dumbfounded. "Are you joking?" All of a sudden, Xiaoling's channel moderator shouted, "Damn. What the heck? What the heck?" I took a look in Cao Dan's channel. Goddamn, Zhong Yi is really there. Everyone was stunned. Xiaoling's jaw dropped so low her molars could be seen. In Chichi's channel. Chichi said in surprise, "I'm no longer in first place in the donation rankings. What happened?" The fans chatted. "What? Wasn't she in first place just now? Who jumped up into first place then? It's Cao Dan? She was in third place just a while ago." Chichi's supporting streamer was suddenly taken aback. She had just received a screenshot sent by the other members of the streamer's group chat. When she saw this screenshot, she nearly fainted. She couldn't help but look up at Chichi, who was sharing the other half of the screen, and said, "Sister Chichi, I doubt we can catch up." Chichi asked, "Why?" Chichi's supporting streamer was sweating. "Cao Dan has invited teacher Zhong Yi over." "What?" Chichi nearly spat out a mouthful of blood. Damn, surely she doesn't have to go that far, right? This is just a competition for the platform's donation rankings. We're just a small live streaming platform. It's not like we're competing to get the Best Actress award. Nor competing to be the king of singers. Why would you invite the #1 person of the entertainment circle over a donation ranking? Thinking about this, Chichi nearly spat out another mouthful of blood. After holding it in for a long time, she finally shouted, "I'm not streaming anymore. I'm going offline." The fans shouted. "Ah? Where are you off to?" "Chichi, don't go. Why are you going offline?" Chichi said excitedly, "Do you need to ask?" "I'm going to watch that godly person on stream." In the streamers group chat. "It's really Zhong Yi. Lord Zhong is so handsome. Are Cao Dan and Zhong Yi really related?" This will surely be the entertainment headlines for today's news. Pfft, this will be super interesting to watch. Yeah, it's turning into something big this time. Compete with Cow Dan on the donations ranking? What's there still to compete on? If it were any other celebrity, that would still be something to fight for. Be it Cow Dan, Shu Han, or even Ning Lan and Dong Shanshan, everyone would still have a fighting chance if it were them who came. After all, this is our home field and territory. But if it's Zhong Yi, then how are we supposed to fight against him? That's the boss of the entertainment circle. The number one. I'm genuflecting to Cow Dan. This person that she has roped in to help is totally unprecedented. Chichi has gone offline? What? Sister Xiaoling has gone offline too? At Chichi, what's going on? Yi has gone offline too? Damn, all of the streamers who were streaming just now have all gone offline. Where did they go off to? In Cow Dan's channel. 5 million. 6 million. 7 million. In the blink of an eye, the number of viewers in the channel had surpassed 10 million people. They were not only made up by the subscribers of the platform, even a lot of other people who didn't usually watch streams came to have a look when they heard about this news. Live. Cow Dan looked on helplessly. Zhong Yi stood beside her and put his head up to the camera. Then he smiled and said, "Thank you, everyone, for giving my cousin so much support in these past few years." He then touched Cow Dan's head and said, "If there's anything my sister lacks, please bear with her. Treat it as giving me face." Cow Dan turned her head away and said in embarrassment, "Brother, hurry and eat." I haven't said enough yet," Zhong Yi said. Cow Dan pushed him away. "That's enough. This is my channel." The chat was blowing up. "Come quickly to see someone godly. I'm kneeling to Dandan. This is too surprising. I never expected to see Zhong Yi. Lord Zhong, congratulations to you. Right, you're finally the number one. Love you to death. Zhong Yi, I love you. Dandan, can we get Zhong Yi's signature?" At this moment, many of the popular streamers also appeared. Chichi said excitedly, "Damn, it's really him in person. Lord Zhong. I want an autograph. I want an autograph. I'm your hardcore fan." Xiaoling also commented, "It's really God Zhong." Xiao Xue said, "I'm ending my stream too." Another male streamer, "Quick, come and see God Zhong for yourselves." Another female streamer, "Heavens. This is the closest I've ever been to face smacking Zhong." The donation notifications were pinging one after another. Chichi has sent an aircraft carrier. Xiaoling has sent an aircraft carrier. Xiao Xue has sent an aircraft carrier. The people in the channel didn't know whether to laugh or cry. What is Chichi doing here as well? Sister Xiaoling is here too? The popular streamers are all here. Weren't they all streaming earlier? Pfft, the lure of Zhong Yi is too great. So everyone is a fan of Zhong Yi. This is such a rare sight to see. Yeah, when have we ever seen so many popular streamers going offline from their channels to come to another one, then sending aircraft carriers as a show of support? Before this, they were all fighting to get first place in the donation rankings. Zhong Yi said in confusion, "How much is an aircraft carrier?" Cow Dan explained, "It's equivalent to 10,000 renminbi." Zhong Yi smiled and said, "Thank you, Chichi. Thank you, Xiao Xue. Thank you, Xiaoling." Cow Dan also said immediately, "Thank you, everyone." When she saw the number of viewers in the channel, Cow Dan laughed and said, "What? There are already 10 million viewers watching? I said it just now that for every 1 million viewers we get, I'll hold a lucky draw. Including the number of times I owe you all from just now, we still have to hold 7 lucky draws. What prizes would everyone like?" Everyone started shouting. Zhong Yi's autograph. Zhong Yi's nudes. Most were requesting these 2 items. Only Chichi said something different. "I want God Zhong's calligraphy." Everyone was stunned for a moment before coming around. "Yeah, that's right. Make the prize his calligraphy. Zhong Yi's words are worth 10,000 taels each." Yeah, there are only 2 words if it's his autograph. With a calligraphy piece from him, we'd be rich. Ha 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 ha, good suggestion. Cao Dan was also amused to see that. She looked to the side and said, Bro, you asked for it, so you better handle this yourself. Zhong Yi said, Huh? A peaceful live streaming session ended on an extremely high note. This was Zhong Yi's first appearance since taking the #1 position of the entertainment circle. From it, a lot of assumptions could be made. This momentum, this influence, this appeal, Guan Zhaohua didn't have it, nor did Ari Fei. In the entire entertainment industry, only Zhong Yi wielded all of that. Half an hour later. Downstairs, everyone had already started eating. Finally, Zhong Yi and Cao Dan joined them. His mother complained, What were you two doing? What took you so long? His first aunt asked her daughter, You were streaming for so long? Cao Dan said helplessly, It was all brother's fault. He insisted on showing his face on stream, and everyone now knows that he's my brother. In the end, so many people joined the stream to watch. Isn't that good? His grandma said, Let's see who dares to bully you in the future. Cao Dan giggled. No one bullied me before this anyway. His third sister suddenly waved her cell phone around and said, Damn. The news has already reported about it. His second sister said, Sis, you're in the headlines. Cao Dan was taken aback. Ah, so fast? His first aunt said smilingly, That's of course. Don't you know how popular your brother is now? He has just taken over at the top spot, so anything that is related to him right now will end up in the headlines for sure. The media these days caught wind of everything too quickly. Zhong Yi appears in a live stream. Zhong Yi actually turns out to be Cao Dan's cousin? A great expose. The most popular internet celebrity is actually Zhong Yi's cousin. Zhong Yi makes a special appearance for Cao Dan. The impressive family circumstances the most popular internet celebrity hails from. Soon after, this news was broadcast on television as well. On Weibo. The netizens were having a great laugh. I really didn't expect this. I wouldn't have believed that these two were actually cousins even if my life was threatened. Dandan is so cute. How could she be Zhong Yi's sister? I only know now that when we used to curse at Zhong Yi with your sister, we were actually scolding Cao Dan. Ha 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 ha. My sympathies for Dandan. In the future, let's not scold Zhong Yi with your sister. Chapter 1589, World News. At the start of this day, Zhong Yi got his studio to make a Weibo post announcing his break from work. He turned down all work and events in preparation to stay at home to accompany his family and catch up with his classmates. Ever since his comeback, he hadn't been idle. He was involved in shooting a television series and participating in a singing competition, so he hadn't had a chance to catch up with many of his old classmates and friends. Having not met them in over 4 years, he didn't know how much everyone had changed. By reaching the summit of the entertainment circle, Zhong Yi had finally fulfilled the goal he had been striving towards for many years. So it was about time for him to get some rest. In the following days, he attended dinner parties every day. Dong Shanshan's house. It was a party with his old classmates from university. Wow, Zhonga is here. Ha ha, classmate Yuingyi, you haven't changed. Yo, you still remember this old classmate of yours? Listen to what you're saying. Are you ridiculing me? Well, that's what you get for not meeting up with us sooner after you came back. Well, wasn't I really tied down before this? But you didn't forget about meeting up with Shanshan? Hey, Wang He, you're still alive. But of course. I'm flourishing. Zhongla. Ha. Hu Feifei. You're a big star now. Ha ha ha, I guess I'm doing not too bad. Wang He, Yuingyi, Dong Shanshan, Hu Feifei, He Kuei, Ma Shufei, Xiao Qian, his old classmates were all here today. Everyone kept teasing each other and laughing happily. Suddenly, Dong Shanshan walked down from the upper floor of the villa. Zhonga, there's someone here who I want you to meet. Zhong Yi was taken aback. Meet who? Everyone looked at Zhong Yi. Ha ha, guess. Dong Shanshan smiled. I'll give you 10 seconds to guess. Zhong Yi said helplessly, I really don't know. Which of our former classmate is here? Dong Shanshan turned her head and looked to the stairwell. She sang some notes. Dad Ada done one. At the next moment, the figure of a woman appeared at the stairs. The woman seemed visibly excited as she looked at Zhong Yi. She covered her mouth as she made her way down the stairs step by step. Zhong Yi was stunned. Sister Chiu. Chiu Yumei said, Zhong. Zhong Yi rushed up to her. Damn. You can walk. Your legs have healed. Yes, they've healed, Chiu Yumei said as her eyes reddened. Dong Shanshan said with a smile from the side, Sister Chiu listened to your advice and went to the hospital that Zhong Yuanqi recommended for her treatment. After you were sentenced, Sister Chiu had wanted to come back on several occasions, and a few of us went over to America as well to persuade her not to. As a result, during the middle of last year, Sister Chiu suddenly returned to the country. She appeared in front of us without a wheelchair or anyone supporting her. Hu Feifei smiled and said, we were all stunned on the spot. Wang He said, little Chiu might not be able to exert herself with any running, but she doesn't have problems with walking anymore. We're all so happy for her. He pointed at Zhong Yi. To say nothing of the other things, you handled this matter really beautifully. You're one loyal friend, all right. Zhong Yi was still in disbelief. He crouched down in front of Chiu Yumei and stared at her legs. You really can walk now? I really can walk. Chiu Yumei wiped tears from the corners of her eyes. Zhong, thank you. If it weren't for you, I would have to lie in a bed for the rest of my life. Zhong Yi exclaimed, do we still need to talk like this? Quick, walk a few more steps and let me see. Chiu Yumei walked around for him. Zhong Yi laughed in great surprise. This is great. Chiu Yumei smiled and said, I've gone back to work as a broadcast host at the radio station. I'll return the debt I owe you with the money I earn. Zhong Yi said happily, there's no need to. But Chiu Yumei said, that won't do, I have to return it. Dong Shanshan smiled and said, it's not like you don't know what Sister Chiu is like. All right then. Zhong Yi said, return it slowly if you must. I have no urgent need for the money. Xiao Qian grinned and said, what a happy day this is. Let's have a drink, everyone. He Kuei slapped his thigh. All right, we're not going home until we're drunk. Ma Shufei shouted, to Zhong. Zhong Yi toasted, to Sister Chiu. Everyone shouted, not going home until we're drunk. The next day. At the prison, Zhong Yi had served his sentence in. Aya, Teacher Zhong. Ha ha, how's everyone doing? What are you doing here? Didn't I say it 4 years ago? That when I got released, I would treat everyone to a meal. I'm always true to my words. Everyone, gather quickly. Teacher Zhong has returned to visit us. Lord Zhong, how did you come in? Ha ha, I'm so familiar with the military command here. Would I not be able to gain entry into your prison? Don't worry, I already filled out all the formalities before coming in. I have a pass, all right? Where's the warden? Quickly get the warden. Let's go, come on. I'm treating everyone today. We can't do that, Teacher Zhong. We still have to work. Then we'll have the staff lunch together. Wouldn't it be bad luck for you to eat here? What bad luck? It's not like I've never eaten the food before. Ha ha ha, all right. The prison guards were all very excited. They really did not expect that Zhong Yi would keep a simple ceremonial promise to them after all these years. The next day. At China Chiyuan. Ah, Lord Zhong. Damn. Lord Zhong is here. Hurry out, everyone. Everyone came out. 9 Dan Li Yi. 8 Dan Hu Liang. Shu Han. Tian Weiwei. At Sonia, Zhong Yi had only met up with Tian Weiwei, Chen Ying, and the batch of younger professional Go players. He did not get to see many of the older veterans who had battled alongside him years ago. Many of them had retired and become coaches, so Zhong Yi rather missed them. Old Li, Brother Hu, Brother Shu, you're all around too. Wow, what brought you here? Ha ha, I missed you guys. It's my treat today. Let's go and eat. Who are you treating? A group of young Go players at the Chiyuan were all looking at Zhong Yi in admiration. Looking at this legendary god of the Go world, their eyes were shimmering brightly. Zhong Yi said, "Everyone, of course." With that, all of the young Go players cheered. Qian Weiwei couldn't do anything about that, so he said to the young Go players, "All right then, since Lord Zhong has given the word, everyone can go." "Hi, you were all supposed to practice today." Everyone cheered again. Zhong Yi patted Qian Weiwei on the shoulder and said with a smile, "Don't always be thinking about practicing. Go is a never-ending journey of learning, so it's better to practice a combination of effort and ease." "Oh yes, I heard that you became the world champion in some tournament recently. Congratulations." Qian Weiwei blushed. "Stop teasing me." Nine Dan Liyi also looked at Zhong Yi and said, "In a competition without you, is there a point in winning?" Chen Ying giggled and said, "You're the uncrowned king of the Go world. No matter who wins in a competition, no matter who gets presented a trophy, the sense of fulfillment is not that great anymore. Everyone knows that as long as they can't win against you, any championship titles won are essentially pointless. That's why we've started instilling a target for everyone these days, and that is to beat you." Zhong Yi said in amusement, "Sure, I'll welcome any challengers." Meanwhile, abroad, the news surrounding this matter spread very slowly. Perhaps this was done intentionally. Or perhaps no one was bothered about it. The news of Zhong Yi becoming the most popular celebrity in China only reached the shores of other countries after a few days. Japan. What? Who? Zhong Yi? Why does this name sound a little familiar? Yeah, it sounds very familiar, doesn't it? I seem to have heard it somewhere before. Damn. Is it that Zhong Yi? The one who was crowned an Asian heavenly king years ago? The one who drew the comics? It's really him. Damn, didn't he go to jail? The number one person in the Chinese popularity rankings? Why is it him? Korea. Ah. Zhong Yi has been released? How is that possible? Wasn't he sentenced to prison for many years? Yeah, it isn't time yet. It's not impossible that he got an early release. But it has been so many years. How did he manage to become the number one person of Chinese showbiz? What happened? That damned hacker, is he trying to make trouble again? Seriously protesting it? How can this guy be number one? The Asian Celebrity Rankings Index still has him blocked from their rankings. America. Zhong Yi? Who's that? The Chinese Celebrity Rankings Index has seen a change in its leaderboard. I know him. Goddamn, that's the person who's known as the most dangerous hacker in 100 years. It's him? The panda burning incense and CIH viruses creator? The hacker with the highest bounty in the world? He managed to snag the top spot of the entertainment circle in China? With such a large population in China, how did he manage to do it? He's been released from jail? Russia. Zhong Yi? Scientist? When did he become a scientist? He built a fighter jet? Oh my God. Wasn't he a world-class mathematician? I heard of him a few years ago too. It seems like he's very famous in both China and Asia. Is he on the international celebrity rankings? Let me see. He's not on it yet. The Chinese entertainment circle is indeed quite weak in the international arena. Their number one person can't even make it into the C list of the international celebrity rankings. It's so for Zhong Yuanqi, it's so for Guan Zhaohua as well, and even Zhong Yi is the same too. The celebrities of China have always had a very poor influence on the world stage. England. I know that he can play Go. He can not only play it, he's basically a god in the Go world. Yeah, I heard that he came out tops against the American-made AI, Peter Go. It was his second victory against it. Yeah, America's AI technology has fallen flat in his presence. He has become the most popular celebrity in China. Looks like there will be something interesting to look forward to. Yep, I think he has a good relationship with Lillian, the most beautiful woman in England. Being the most popular in China doesn't actually mean a thing. Let's wait and see how far he can go on the international celebrity rankings before we pass any judgment. In the international news, China's entertainment circle sees a change in its top spot. The number one hacker returns? Zhong Yi, a celebrity with a tainted past. Zhong Yi's climb to the top of the Chinese entertainment industry had shocked the entire industry and the country's citizens. However, it did not make much of a ripple on the global stage. On this day, many countries' news carried a short report about this matter. It was only then that a lot of people remembered there was still such a person in China. However, it did not cause much of a sensation. The influence of China's entertainment industry was quite weak and was pretty much common knowledge. If not for Zhong Yi's identity as the world's number one hacker, a world-class mathematician, and the number one person in Go, this news would probably not have made waves. No one would actively go and check news regarding a Chinese celebrity. Chapter 1590, the International Celebrity Rankings Index. A few days later. Beijing. At Zhong Yi's studio. It was 6 in the morning when Zhong Yi arrived at the studio by himself. The entire office was still empty at this time, so he had to unlock the door with his own key. In his roughly 10 days of vacation, he had met up with the friends he wanted to meet and rested enough as well. From his state of mind to his physical well-being, Zhong Yi was currently in his best form. Hence, he ended his 10-day break slightly earlier than planned. This fellow had never been someone who could sit idle. He would be itching to go if he didn't work for a day. Reach the summit? Become number one? To others, this might have been the final goal. But for Zhong Yi, his goal wasn't just that. He still had a very long journey ahead of him. There wasn't anyone at the office yet. How about a lottery draw then? Since he had nothing to do, Zhong Yi brought up the Game Rings interface to have a look at his total reputation points first. During the 3 to 4 years of his sentence, the reputation points in his game ring had mostly stagnated. Each time he used it, the points would only get lessen. As such, Zhong Yi did not really dare to use it much during that period as he couldn't bear to spend the points. But now, in just a short amount of time, his total reputation points had soared once again. The amount of reputation points that he got from reaching the top had exceeded his expectations. So he opened up Lottery Draw 3. The virtual stone platform suddenly appeared in the air. It cost 100 million reputation points per draw. Buy. The platform lit up, and at the same time, Zhong Yi activated the lucky halo, Ultra, in extravagance. 1 second. 2 seconds. 3 seconds. His reputation points went down very quickly. It decreased so fast that Zhong Yi was feeling the pinch. At this moment, the platform flashed as a large golden treasure chest suddenly appeared in the center. Zhong Yi deactivated the lucky halo and quickly opened up the treasure chest, large. World Languages Skill Experience Book, times 427 item description, a skill experience book to learn the main languages of the world. When Zhong Yi saw this, he let out a hearty laugh. Beautiful. World languages. Russian? English? French? Korean? And there were even 427 of such skill experience books. This was enough for Zhong Yi to gain an instant mastery of quite a few world languages. This was what he needed the most right now. Without even thinking, Zhong Yi studied all of them. Soon after, it was time for work. Ha Chichi and Little Wang were the first to arrive. Little Wang said, "Hey, the door's unlocked. Who's here so early in the morning?" Ha Chichi pushed open the door and had a look. "Ayo, Director Zhong?" Little Wang said in surprise, "You're back from your break already?" Zhong Yi was in a rather good mood. He smiled and said, "Yes, I decided to come back early." Zhongs were also arrived shortly after them. "Weren't you supposed to take a 2-week break?" "I couldn't keep staying at home." Zhong Yi greeted them and said, "Everyone, do whatever you need to do and eat breakfast quickly. We will start the meeting at 8 a.m. sharp." "Sure. Got it." Everyone knew that this meeting was very important as it would set the direction of Zhong Yi's future plans. Having reached the summit of the Chinese entertainment circle and secured the number one position, how they proceeded from here and what work they would take would all depend on Zhong Yi's intentions. Furthermore, they had a feeling that Zhong Yi was probably going to make another big move. 8 a.m. In the conference room. All of the studio's staff except for one person who was on medical leave were in attendance. Zhong's was said, "Everyone who is around is here." Zhong Yi nodded. "All right, we'll start the meeting then." Hachichi smiled and said, "Are you setting the direction going forward?" "Yes." Zhong Yi then said something astonishing. "Everyone has worked hard during this period. We fought the battle for the top position really well. I've thought about the path that we will be taking from here. I would like to take on the international entertainment industry head-on and try my luck there, to have a look at what it is all about. At the very least, I would like to earn a spot on the international celebrity rankings." Little Wang was stunned. "Take on the international entertainment industry?" Tong Fu wiped sweat away and said, "But we haven't even stabilized our domestic position, have we?" "Why would we need to stabilize our domestic position?" Zhong Yi questioned. Tong Fu said, "Shouldn't we wait a little while?" Zhong Yi shook his head. "I'm not waiting." Everyone knew that Zhong Yi's goal had always been the international entertainment circle, and Zhong Yi had never hidden his ambition from them either. Everyone was prepared for this, yet when they reached this step, just as they had to make a decision on how to move forward towards that goal, everyone still couldn't help but feel apprehensive. Would it work out? Would they really be able to do it? In China, once you entered the top 3 positions of the domestic entertainment circle, it was as good as gaining the qualifications to take on the international arena. Zhong Yuanqi had also made an attempt and had succeeded in doing so as well, but it didn't last for long. She only managed to get into the last place of the international C-list rankings for a short while before dropping back down after failing to secure her position. Afterwards, she never managed to get back onto the rankings. Xu Mailan had also attempted it as well. However, she couldn't even get a position on the international celebrity rankings. Many generations of Chinese celebrities had gone down this path, and without exception, none of them succeeded. It was as if this were some sort of curse that no one could secure a footing in the international stage of the entertainment circle. So as time passed, a lot of celebrities no longer chased after the international dream. For example, both Guan Zhaohua and Ari Fei, who were previously the top 2 people of the Chinese entertainment circle, did not even think about taking on the global stage. After getting to their positions, all they concentrated on was making money in the Chinese market and around Asia. Therefore, even though the era of the male idols seemed glamorous and was said to have pushed the standard of the Chinese entertainment industry to a higher level, it in fact caused the Chinese entertainment industry's influence on the global stage to weaken. The gilded front was just an illusion. Zhong Yi said, "It's time someone did something. If the others won't do it, I will. We cannot just sit comfortably in our position and not push forward." Hachichi said, "This is a path that no one has successfully taken before." "I know," Zhong Yi said with a smile, "but there still has to be someone giving it shot." Zhong's was said in worry, "In our domestic conquest, there was at least a reference, and we could see how the others before us did it. But every step starting here, there are no precedents and experiences that we can fall back on. We have to depend on ourselves to surge forward no matter what lies ahead of us." Zhong Yi nodded. "Yes." Little Wang said yearningly, "To become an international celebrity." Zhong Yi laughed and said, "Is everyone still willing to continue walking with me?" Hachichi laughed. "As if you need you ask." Zhong's were also laughed. "Wherever you're headed, we're headed there too." Tong Fu clenched his teeth. "We're at your command." Wu Yi said, "It's just the international celebrity rankings, isn't it? Let's give it a try then." Little Wang said, "Right, when have we ever feared anyone? Even if no one else succeeded in the past, it doesn't mean that we can't achieve it." For a moment, everyone expressed their stance. The International Popularity Rankings Index. Also known as the International Celebrity Rankings Index. This was a hall of fame with the highest honors in the world. The rankings index was divided into 4 tiers. The S list, the A list, the B list, and the C list. The International C-list celebrity rankings was the lowest entry barrier for an international star. Zhong Yi's target was to get onto the international celebrity rankings to claim a spot for Chinese celebrities. Chapter 1591, Zhong Yi wants to get the Nobel Prize. Noon. Zhong Yi was looking through the International Celebrity Rankings Index. 1 page. 2 pages. 3 pages. The people on the list were probably going to be his opponents in the near future. At this moment, a long-distance call arrived. It was from Lillian, the most beautiful woman in England. "Hello, fellow smoker." "Oh hey, it's Lillian. What are you up to?" "I was just thinking about something. I got the news late, so I only just found out about your ascendancy to the top of Chinese showbiz." "Haha, indeed, your news is quite late. When were you released from jail?" "Just recently, in these past 2 months or so." "It's been a while already." "Oh, why didn't you call your old friend then? You're an international superstar." "How could I disturb you? Which tier of the rankings are you at now?" "I'm still in the international A-list, but slightly at the front." "How about you?" "I've recently been thinking about making a push into the international scene as well." "That's a good thing. It's much more interesting here than the entertainment circle that you're used to back at home." "But I haven't thought of a way to make a push into it." "Shouldn't you be getting onto the rankings soon? The number 1 person of the Chinese entertainment circle should logically not be far from the international C-list rankings. When I first debuted in England before stepping up onto the international stage, I was ranked 3rd on the S-list domestically. Then, I was automatically included in the international C-list celebrity rankings. I believe it should be a similar situation for you. With so many people in China, it's much harder to get to the position of number 1 in the industry. Even if there are slight differences due to our country's circumstances, I believe you're only a step or 2 away from the international C-list. But it's exactly these 1 or 2 steps that so many of our celebrities have fallen at. You're not the same. Don't you have a lot of different titles to your name? Just get a prize and you'd make it onto the international rankings." "Get a prize? It should be enough if you win an international prize, don't you think?" "Now that you mention it, that does seem like an idea. For an international prize, there will be an additional percentage added to one's popularity score in the rankings. For some prizes, it's a 1.1 multiplier, and for others, it's a 1.2 multiplier. They're all different, and it depends on how valuable and prestigious the award is. The two of them might not have met each other in a long time, but once they started chatting on the phone, it still felt like their relationship was very close. It was especially so when Lillian's Beijing accent kept coming up, which made Zhong Yi want to laugh each time he heard it. After hanging up, he gave Lillian's suggestion some thought. He wanted to get onto the international C-list rankings, but there were really not too many ways for him to achieve that. Singing? Variety shows? Television series? It wasn't that he couldn't do it, but there were no opportunities like that. To the global audience, Zhong Yi was just a newcomer. Not many people knew about him, and he didn't have any connections with the people there either. There was basically no chance of getting onto the rankings through the normal channels, and neither did he have the conditions to slowly develop his international fanbase. Therefore, the only feasible way was what Lillian had suggested. This was also the most direct, simple, and brute force way of achieving it. To win a prize. And force his way onto the rankings. He had never gone the conventional way before anyway. Zhong Yi suddenly shouted for the studio's staff to gather to tell them about his idea. When everyone heard it, they were floored. Hachichi was stunned. "You want to force your way into the international celebrity rankings?" Zhongs were stared in shock. "Make use of winning an international award for additional popularity?" Tong Fu laughed. "Foot. Will that work?" Little Wang also giggled. This indeed has the characteristics of director Zhong's style. Zhong Yi laughed and said, "Lillian was the one who suggested this rotten idea to me, but I thought it was a pretty good suggestion. This bro likes something as simple and crude as it." Wu Yi was sweating bullets. "But I've never heard of anyone breaking into the international scene by winning an international award. Would the Rankings Index Agency allow something like that? Would that count as cheating?" Zhong Yi rolled his eyes. This bro will be getting an award using my sheer capabilities. How would that count as cheating? No one else has done something like this in the past because they did not have the ability to win an international award before getting onto the international celebrity rankings. But this bro is not the same. An international award? Let me think about which one I want to get. Math. Right. Math it shall be. Wu Yi blinked. Didn't you forfeit that international math award? Zhong Yi said startled, was there something like that? Ha Chichi was speechless. Zhongs were asked, you don't remember? Wu Yi said, but that math award doesn't actually command that much prestige. Of the few international math awards out there, that prize is at the lowest rung, and it also doesn't seem like it will contribute any additional percentage to your popularity score either. The additional percentage will only increase if it is a prestigious international award. Some of these awards even give an additional 1.3 times more popularity, so it would mean that if our international popularity score was originally at 10,000, it would go up to 13,000 after winning an award. If you really intend to break into the international entertainment circle through that channel, you would certainly have to go after a prestigious international award. Otherwise, I doubt it will be enough. Zhong Yi said again, does a Go award count then? Zhongs were said startled, I don't think there are any prestigious awards in Go. There are only titles to be won through different competitions. Zhong Yi asked again, how about hacking then? This bro is the world's #1 hacker. Ha Chichi wiped at sweat. Do they give out awards for hacking? Aren't those hackers all wanted criminals? Zhong Yi was also floored. Damn. This won't do. And that won't do either. Even with all these skills that I've got, there isn't a place where I can make use of them? Zhong Yi said, then can everyone search for something? To see if there are any prestigious international awards out there that I may have a chance of winning. Everyone dispersed and went looking. Ha Chichi checked online. Zhongs were made some calls to inquire. Little Wang checked through some information. The prestigious international awards numbered several dozens, including the big and small ones. The Best Actor Award? The Best Director Award? The Most Popular Singer Award? The Best Rock Singer Award? All of these didn't have to be considered since Zhong Yi wouldn't stand a chance of winning them right now. The only prestigious international awards that he had a chance of winning were few and far. A short while later, everyone came back with their findings. Little Wang yelled in surprise, I've got it. There's one. Zhongs were also seen to have found something. The only problem is that it will be too rushed. Zhong Yi asked, which award is it? Ha Chichi spoke, the Nobel Prize. What? The Nobel Prize? Zhong Yi was stunned. That's what you guys call it too? Ha Chichi said in confusion, what do you mean by, that's what we call it too? Well, it's true that this award wasn't called this in the past. But due to the poor running of the foundation that led it to becoming bankrupt, a new consortium took over and injected new funds into it. Afterwards, they continued awarding this prize and changed the name of the award. Fate. This was fate. Zhong Yi hurriedly asked, how many prizes does it consist of? Ha Chichi said, shouldn't you know about the Nobel Prize? It consists of mathematics, chemistry, peace, literature, physiology or medicine, and so on and so forth. They're the most critically acclaimed international prizes and also the most prestigious in their relevant fields. Like the Nobel Prize in mathematics, it's ranked higher than the International Math Award you forfeited. Although that award can be considered one of the top few prizes in the field of mathematics, the highest honor will always belong to the Nobel Prize in Mathematics 1. Zhongs was said, the only problem we have is that it's almost time for the selection process to take place. It's happening in 1.5 months from now. Ha Chichi nodded and said, yeah, we won't be able to make it in time, right? Little Wang said, are you thinking about getting the Nobel Prize in Mathematics or the Nobel Prize in Literature? Wu Yi said, I think either would be a little difficult. Chapter 1592, a famed work from Zhong Yi's previous world appears. At night. Back at home. In the villa's study. The heat from the summer weather was sweltering hot. He turned the air conditioner down to a very cool temperature and browsed the internet on the computer alone in the study. He read and updated himself on international news, hoping to find some inspiration. Russia was in a state of disorder, and it seemed like they would be going to war soon. A French artist's oil painting was auctioned for several $100 million. America shot a film remake of a famous work and broke box office records. The countdown to the announcement of the Nobel Prize nominees began. An Indian writer could clinch the Nobel Prize in Literature this year. Novel full, changes in the international celebrity rankings again. And so on. He went through the world news articles one by one. This was something that Zhong Yi hardly paid attention to in the past. But since he had reached this position, he would probably have to keep an eye on these international developments in the future. In this way, he would be better able to connect with the international audience and grasp the world's situation so that he knew which direction to head towards in the entertainment industry. He had reached the top of the Chinese entertainment circle, after all. From today onwards, the world stage was going to be his main battlefield, so he definitely had to keep up and be serious about it. The Nobel Prize. How can I get my hands on it? He muttered to himself. With Fortress besieged? With a poem he had composed in the past? With the prose he had written? None of them would probably work. To him, he was fine with winning any of the Nobel Prizes. He only wanted a chance to break into the world stage. But based on his current situation, the Nobel Prize in Literature was his only choice. He didn't have any knowledge in chemistry, and verifying a mathematical conjecture would take too long, so only a literary piece could be produced the quickest, as Zhong Yi could write it at any time he wanted. There was still a month and a half to go, so he could probably make it before the deadline. But counting the time remaining, he would probably only be able to produce a single work. Therefore, the choice of work was going to be extremely important. On Weibo, the topicality surrounding the Nobel Prize was growing. There's still a month and a half to go. Yeah, it's time for the Nobel Prizes to be awarded again. Who will they give it to this year? Will there still be no winners for the Nobel Peace Prize this year? There's only a few people nominated for the Chemistry Prize. Surely the Literature Prize won't be won by that Indian writer this year, will it? I don't like that Indian writer. Yeah, there's a problem with his character. But I do have to admit, his works are really good. A lot of people are cheering for that Japanese author too. Yep, it was such a pity that neither of them won the Nobel Prize previously. If even India can produce such a masterful writer in the world of literature, when will one of our Chinese citizens come home with a Nobel Prize? Hi, I doubt we have a chance at it. We've never won a Nobel Prize before. At the Chinese Writers Association. Has the nomination process started yet? The Nobel Committee has already requested for us to submit a list of names. Who will we nominate this year? Let's keep to the old rules and submit all the names. Yes, let's just submit all the names of those who have won a domestic literary prize and are still alive. We'll just be trying our luck if we do that. What do you suggest then? We've been trying our luck every year. Actually, everyone knows full well that the Nobel Prize in Literature has almost nothing to do with us. How I wish someone could bring home the prize someday. Is Old Jew good enough to do it this year? Old Jew's books are too limited to love and affection. How about Old Sun? Master Sun is not good enough either. His literary style is too localized. Hi. India. It will definitely be ours this year. Yes, it would be outrageous if they don't award it to us this year. Does Teacher have another new work out this year? Yes, it will be going on sale very soon. There's no one who can compete with us this time. Japan. That Indian writer is our only competitor this year. That master writer from India doesn't have a good character. We have a very good chance at winning. But the Nobel Prize isn't awarded based on one's character. It's only dependent on the quality of the work. The key still lies in which style of novels the committee is inclined towards. America. The Nobel Prizes will be awarded very soon. I'm quite looking forward to it. Our female writers are just short of a Nobel Prize in Literature. Yeah, that's the only thing we're missing. England. The Nobel Prizes will be given out soon. Several of our top writers will be publishing their new books soon. They've already started vying for an award nomination. I have a feeling that the competition for this year's Nobel Prizes will be extremely intense. Let's see who will emerge victorious at the end. China was in a heated discussion. The media was in a heated discussion. The world was in a heated discussion. This world's most prestigious award was gripping the hearts of countless people across the world. Everyone was hoping that their own country's writers, academics, mathematicians, chemists, or medical professionals could bring home this prize. This wasn't just going to be a personal honor, but an honor for the entire country. On an international social media site, the equivalent of Facebook and Twitter of Zhong Yi's previous world, a poll had been started on the site. Who are your favored nominees to win the Nobel Prize in Literature? India, 23%; America, 19%; Japan, 9%; England, 8%; Russia, 6%. These were the top 5 results. Behind them were several dozen more countries that had been voted for. Meanwhile, China did not even get into the top 20 countries that were voted for. It was also about the same results for the mathematics, chemistry, and physiology or medicine prizes. There was basically no one who was optimistic about China's chances, and many of the votes that were given to China came from the Chinese themselves. Back at home, Zhong Yi was still hesitating. His place in the Chinese literary world was still very exceptional, and his influence was very strong. He also had the recognition of the public, although his relationship with the industry insiders was less than cozy. But regarding Zhong Yi's works and its literary value, even the most nitpicking industry insider would not deny Zhong Yi's contributions. But it was different on the international scene. If those works of his were brought to the global stage, it wouldn't be enough. To win a Nobel Prize, the novel would have to cover more of a historical or war theme. It needed an even higher standard of literary value, and a more inclusive language as well. Using Frog 1? Going down Mo Yang's Nobel Prize path? No, that would be too risky. Zhong Yi had really wanted to use Mo Yang's work for a time, but he ended up giving up on that idea because Mo Yang's path was unsuitable for him. First, he didn't have Mo Yang's accumulation of reputation. Although the Nobel Prize was awarded based on a single novel, Mo Yang's win was actually more of an accumulation of his previous works. By just using Frog alone, it was likely that it wouldn't be enough. Secondly, this was a different world from his previous one, so who'd know what the committee's preferences were over here? What Zhong Yi needed was a very special work. This work would have to have the following points: war had to be included. It needed to have humanity. It would have to be a full-length novel. And also something that could astonish the readers without any need for build-up based on the writer's reputation. Zhong Yi kept thinking about it until he finally narrowed his eyes. He could only think of one person, a female, American writer. Margaret Mitchell. She was from Zhong Yi's previous world, and the only writer to have secured a place among the world's literary figures with a single novel. She wrote only one book in her entire lifetime, but that work was considered one of the top 10 novels in Zhong Yi's previous world. The people of this world would of course not have heard of it, but it was an extremely well-known novel in Zhong Yi's previous world. As long as this novel's title was mentioned, no one would have not heard of it. That one and only novel that Margaret Mitchell had written was called Gone with the Wind. Zhong Yi was preparing to bring out this nuclear weapon of a novel from his previous world. Mathematics? Literature? He wanted both of these Nobel Prizes, and it was only a matter of time before he got them. However, if Zhong Yi really had to choose one, he would choose to win the Nobel Prize in Literature. Chapter 1593, the English version of Gone with the Wind. It would have war, and humanity, and slice of life, as well as love, and history. With this one novel, it would amaze everyone. This was it. There wasn't another work more suitable than this. As Zhong Yi considered his options, he made his decision. Although he wasn't sure if he could win the Nobel Prize in Literature in this world with his last-ditch efforts of writing a novel, he still had to give it a try. After all, this was the closest he had been to a place on the international celebrity rankings, and it was his one and only chance at it. Knock knock. There was a knock on the study's door. John Yi looked up and smiled. Come in. Wu Ziqing brought a cup of iced coffee into the study after opening the door. I told you already, there's no need to knock, John Yi said. Wu Ziqing smiled. All right. Here, have some coffee. John Yi took it from her. My wife still treats me the best. Has Cece slept already? She just fell asleep. Wu Ziqing glanced at the computer screen and said, What are you busy with? John Yi said, I'm about to make a book. Wu Ziqing smiled. Others call it writing a book, but why do you call it making a book? John Yi laughed. It's about the same thing. Wu Ziqing was the person who understood him the most. You have your eyes on the Nobel Prize? Yeah. John Yi said, I'm thinking of trying for it. Wu Ziqing nodded. Don't tire yourself out, rest early. John Yi said, I will. Go sleep with Cece. Don't worry about me. I'm guessing I'll have to put in some overtime over the next few days. There aren't too many days left until the Nobel Prize selection. Wu Ziqing asked, Are you confident of getting it? John Yi gave a wry smile. I think I have a 20% chance. He wouldn't usually fight a battle that he wasn't prepared for. But it was clearly a different matter this time. The Nobel Prizes were too important, so there was also a lot of uncertainty surrounding it. So it was definitely impossible for him to be 100% sure of winning it. Moreover, this matter had come up too abruptly, so there wasn't really sufficient time for him to prepare. As such, John Yi could only take it one step at a time. After old Wu left the room, John Yi got down to business. He downed the iced coffee in one gulp and rolled up his sleeves. Then he began reading in detail the history of the United States, especially the period in which Gone with the Wind was based on. Although there were some differences in the events and names of some people, the general history of this world was quite similar to that of his previous world, with some events even strikingly similar. This would reduce the obstacles in the creation of the novel. At the least, John Yi wouldn't have to make too many changes to it and would only need to tweak some minor details to avoid any problems. It would definitely not spoil the original work's literary nature, which was what John Yi placed the most importance on. He needed the novel to be in its most original form. Otherwise, if the two worlds' history differed by too much, he would have chosen a different novel rather than blindly making changes to this one. Research. History fact-checking. Then he also checked the types of novels that had won the Nobel Prize in Literature before seeking out the preferences of the past committees. He even researched the committee members for this year's Nobel Prize in Literature. After doing all the necessary groundwork, John Yi finally created a new file on the computer, naming it Gone with the Wind. Then he started tapping away at the keyboard and began writing the original English version of the novel. He had read many versions of this novel, having done a comparison of the English and Chinese versions, even perusing the Russian version when he was in university. Using the memory search capsule, he could easily reproduce the different versions in their entirety. Gone with the Wind. Chapter 1. A Beautiful Secret Admirer, English version. Scarlett O'Hara was not beautiful, but men seldom realized it when caught by her charm as the Tolton twins were. In her face were too sharply blended the delicate features of her mother, a coast aristocrat of French descent, and the heavy ones of her florid Irish father. But it was an arresting face, pointed of chin, square of jaw. Her eyes were pale green without a touch of hazel, starred with bristly black lashes and slightly tilted at the ends. Above them, her thick black brows slanted upward, cutting a startling oblique line in her magnolia white skin, that skin so prized by southern women and so carefully guarded with bonnets, veils and mittens against hot Georgia suns. 1 page. 2 pages. 3 pages. Gone with the Wind had an estimated word count of around 800,000 words. But the English version was shorter, at 418,053 words. With John Yi's speed, he could still write it out very quickly. After all, he had eaten the fruit of agility. Moreover, every single word of the original edition was imprinted in his mind, so there was basically no need for him to do any thinking. The words were already appearing on screen at a cracking speed as he typed in double time. 5 pages. 10 pages. If John Yi could type out around 8,000 words per hour, He shouldn't have a problem with writing roughly 120,000 characters in about 15 hours. Even without putting in much overtime, it shouldn't take him more than 4 days to finish writing it. Currently, his biggest rivals for the Nobel Prize in Literature were the Indian and Japanese writers. They had both recently published their new books and were making a final push in their bid for the Nobel Prize. As such, Zhong Yi knew that he could not fall behind them. At the least, he would have to catch up to them to ensure that they would all begin at the same starting point. On the first day, Zhong Yi typed out 120,000 words. His eyes blurred at the number of words he had written. The next day, Zhong Yi wrote another 145,000 words. He wrote for 18 hours. On the third day, Zhong Yi continued typing for 20 straight hours. He finished writing 160,000 words. He had completed work on the English version of this novel. Sometimes, people just needed a push in order to achieve something. Without being their backs against the wall, humans would never know their limits. This was a saying that Zhong Yi deeply understood at this moment. Back then, when he brought out Fortress Besieged into this world, he didn't even write it this fast. Moreover, he had been working on it continuously this time, which required a lot more willpower and stamina. It was completed successfully. Gone with the Wind had finally been brought into this world. For a moment, Zhong Yi felt a sense of accomplishment. He had read this book more than 3 times when he was in his previous world, and every time he read it, he gained a deeper understanding of it. After all these years, now that he was intending to bring the novel into this world, he went through the experience once more as he wrote it. The words that described the war and the pressures of living had given him an even deeper understanding. He really felt that words were beautiful and wondrous things. This was truly a great novel. No matter how many years had passed. No matter which world it was. No matter how many languages it was translated into. It was truly a great novel. All of a sudden, Zhong Yi called the studio. Contact an overseas publishing house. Ha Chichi replied, I've finished writing it. What? You finished writing it? A full-length novel? Chapter 1594, The whole nation's citizens wouldn't have any of it. At the studio, everyone was in a state of shock. On the computer was the draft that Zhong Yi had written over the past 3 days. Everyone was looking at one another, over and over again, with a sense of horror. Many of the staff were very surprised that director Zhong could actually finish writing a novel with so many words in just 3 days. But even that would have been acceptable since director Zhong had fallen into such a state before when he was writing other prose. In a way, everyone here was so used to seeing something like that that they could accept it even if Zhong Yi were to write out 1 million words in a day. The thing that horrified them was something different. Ha Chichi stared and said, English? Zhong's were also thought that he had it wrong at first. Is that really English? Little Wang couldn't believe her eyes. Is this English? Tong Fu said in an unsure tone, it looks like English. Zhong Yi harumphed, why? Haven't you all been to university? Don't you all know English? Let's not talk any further if you guys don't even have the ability to understand this English. Little Wang was aghast. Ha Chichi was floored. You're criticizing us now? Of course they all went to university. Of course they all could understand English. But what they were stunned about was that director Zhong could actually hecking write in English. Who didn't know what director Zhong's English was like? Pick out any random middle school student from across the country, and they would be bound to find someone whose English was better than his. Director Zhong had actually written an English novel? Did the sun rise from the west today? Ha Chichi said in surprise, since when did you pick up English? I've been locked away for close to 4 years. Zhong Yi found an excuse and said, surely I could have learned some foreign languages in that time. Zhong's were pointed at the computer screen and said, but this isn't an ordinary level of English. There are a lot of words in it that even I don't know existed. This level, it's probably what an American would know at most, isn't it? With a pause, he said again, and there's even the mention of the American Civil War. And talks about the lives of American people? Zhong Yi said confidently, yeah. Ha Chichi looked at him. Have you ever been to America before? No, I haven't, Zhong Yi answered. Ha Chichi, Zhong Zhui, Little Wang were speechless. You haven't been to America. Your English years ago was really bad as well. So how did you even come up with wanting to write a novel with an American setting? Aren't you being too ballsy with your subject matter? As a member of Zhong Yi's studio, as longtime staff of Zhong Yi's, they had followed Zhong Yi everywhere over the years. If there was one thing they had to say they were most convinced about Zhong Yi, then all of them would absolutely answer unanimously that it was Zhong Yi's bravery. This was something that they all had to take their hats off to him for. The balls director Zhong had would sometimes even frighten them to death. That courage he had would often shock them as well. However, they still contacted the publishing houses. 1, 3, 5. In the end, they managed to find 5 publishing houses that were willing to publish the book for them. Actually, this was quite good. Zhong Yi had never published a novel, poetry anthology, or anything of the like before. In international literature, it wouldn't be wrong to call him a newcomer. But because he was so well known now, with the title of the #1 celebrity in the Chinese entertainment circle, it gave him a greater advantage in doing things. Together with his status as a mathematician and the world's #1 hacker, among many other titles, some overseas publishing houses were still willing to publish a novel for him. They probably thought that having just 20,000 copies of the initial print run and stamping them with the label of, by the world's #1 hacker, on its cover, they wouldn't have a problem selling them. Even if the novel didn't do well, the publisher was unlikely to lose any money. In terms of cost-benefit analysis, the publishers were much better at it than them. Ha Chichi asked, "Will this work, Director Zhong?" Zhong Yi said without a care, "Yeah." Ha Chichi said, "Then we'll go ahead and sign the contract with them." "All right." Zhong Yi said, "Notify me if you need me to speak with them. If you can't get through to me on my cell phone, go look for me at my place." Zhong Zhui was taken aback. "You won't be coming into the office the next few days?" Zhong Yi said, "Yeah, I won't be coming in for the next few days. Since we're going for the Nobel Prize in Literature, how would a single language edition be enough? Although English is the world's lingua franca, it still isn't enough. I'll spend some time working on it and push out the Chinese and Russian translations no matter what." Chinese? Russian? When did you even hecking pick up Russian? Why didn't we know about it? Did you learn it in prison as well? Wu Yi suddenly said, "Director Zhong, what kind of prison did you go to?" Zhong Yi blinked. "Why are you asking that for?" Wu Yi said, "My child's foreign language has always been bad. I'm thinking of sending him there to learn." Zhong Yi had no reply. In Zhong Yi's previous world, Gone with the Wind had been translated by many countries in the world, especially the major ones. The translated versions were all quite good, but Zhong Yi didn't get to read too many of them. He had only read the Chinese, English, and Russian editions of the novel. So he could at most translate it into those 3 languages here in this world. Even though he had eaten all those skill experience books that gave him the knowledge of many world languages, knowing a language and translating it are 2 entirely different matters. It required too much literary knowledge, so Zhong Yi's current skill of languages was still not enough for that. But as long as the English version existed, it was pretty much enough. As the world's lingua franca, it wouldn't be a problem getting published throughout the world. If the novel really ended up selling well, the other translated languages would naturally follow. Many of the world's leading translators would come looking for him instead of him looking for them. Back home, the door was closed. Zhong Yi buried his head in writing. With hardly any rest, he continued working and working. To win this Nobel Prize, he was willing to risk his life. 1 day. 3 days. 5 days. Chinese. Russian. He wrote so much his brain nearly turned into paste. Online. The news leaked. Did you hear? Zhong Yi is going to publish a new novel. Are you sure? It's already been published. It's a global release with the first version being an English edition. Pfft, can you not joke? It's true. A friend from a foreign publishing house told me about it. Get lost, that's impossible. Ha ha ha, I'm laughing like crazy. Why don't you guys believe it? It's true. I laughed so hard my sides hurt. This joke can keep me entertained for an entire year. Zhong Yi has written an English novel? Are you making fun of me for not attending university? This fellow wouldn't even know how to write the English word for novel, would he? If this fellow can write an English novel, I'll hecking change my name. I'll start spelling it backwards. Stop joking. It's obviously fake news from the sound of it. I'm not having any of it. Not even a 3-year-old kid would believe it. Zhong Yi's English is shit. Like he would know how to write a novel in that language. Zhong Yi's English was very well known to the people. In that grand battle between humans and machines, this guy had faced off against Peter Go. In a critical match, he could even hecking spell his name wrong and call himself HEOR instead of hero. So how could anyone expect him to know English? Ha ha. The whole nation's citizens wouldn't have any of it. In 3 days? Everyone at the studio was shocked into a daze. Chapter 1595, Gone with the Wind gets released worldwide. Several days later. America. A novel quietly went on sale. There were no promotions. There was no publicity. There was no hype. The English edition of Gone with the Wind was launched in America. At a bookstore. Several Americans walked up to a shelf. Hey, what's this? A new novel? Gone with the Wind? What author wrote this? Yi Zhong? I've never heard this name before. I think it's an Asian name. There's a bio on the back of the first page. What? A Chinese guy? Why is a Chinese person's book on sale in America? A world-class mathematician? The #1 hacker in the world? Heck, I remember now. It's him. The panda burning incense and CIH viruses were created by him. CIH? Have you guys forgotten? That's the virus that raised a global alert as the most dangerous virus in the world. That was created by him. It was that fearsome? He even knows how to write a novel? Could this be a professional guide to hacking? Behind them. The store's door opened. 2 Chinese international students had just walked in. When they heard the name that those people were talking about, they thought it sounded a little familiar. They were startled. When those Americans walked away from the shelf, they quickly went over to have a look. When they saw what was on the shelf, the 2 of them were dumbfounded. A lot of foreigners would probably find this name unfamiliar. Perhaps some people knew who it was, but the majority of them would not know. But in China, and as a Chinese person, how could they not know the name Zhong Yi? He was the #1 celebrity in China. Zhong Yi? It was Zhong Yi? What the heck? What was his new novel doing here? Could the rumors be true? The English edition of Zhong Yi's novel had really been released worldwide. In China. On Weibo. At the same time, quite a few international students or Chinese people who were in America posted pictures. Everyone, come and see this quickly. Look what I found in America. Heavens, so that rumor is true. Damn, that's got to be photoshopped, right? It's not. I took this picture at the scene. It's really Zhong Yi's book. The author bio was also about him. I guarantee that it's real. I also saw it just now and even bought the book as well. Flipping through it, it's all in English. There are even some words that I could not hecking understand. Goodness, I've lived in America for 20 years. How could Zhong Yi's English be this good? Could it be a translation? No, there isn't a translator's name credited. He's the one who wrote it. Asterisk faints asterisk face smacking Zhong is soaring to the heavens. Has he been learning English these past few years? That might be it. He must know that if he didn't learn a foreign language, it would impede his future in the international entertainment industry. He probably learned it in the few years that he was in jail. But what is he trying to do? I don't know. Why did he choose to release it first in America? And he even based it on life during the American Civil War. I know. What do you know? HHE's making a push for the Nobel Prize in Literature. What the heck? You're right. An international theme that touches on people's life during wartime. This is the most favored novel to win a Nobel Prize in Literature. So that's his motive. Can he make it? There's only a month left. Zhong Yi must be crazy. He still hasn't stabilized his position in China yet, right? He's going too fast. I have a feeling that something big is gonna happen. At the Chinese Writers Association. Quickly check the internet. What? Zhong Yi has his eyes on the Nobel Prize? How bold of him. Even he's thinking of vying for it? I thought he would be consolidating his position in China first. Damn. He intends to force his way up. And how would he do that? Have you all forgotten? An international award gives an additional percentage to the popularity scores. Furthermore, this is the Nobel Prize we're talking about. A Nobel Prize in any field is still the most prestigious award in the world, so the additional percentage it gives is also the highest. It should be enough for him to jump from the first place of the domestic rankings into the international C-list celebrity rankings. An international C-lister is a very well-respected star in the international entertainment circle. He's trying to make use of this method, to break the curse that has prevented Chinese celebrities from gaining a foothold on the international stage. He means to take the title of an international celebrity with this method. At a television station. Will it really work? Who knows? He actually dares to try to force his way into the international celebrity rankings? Damn, only Zhong Yi would dare to think of something like that. Moreover, he's the only one who has a chance of succeeding. For the other domestic stars, it would be more practical to qualify for the international celebrity rankings than to win an internationally acclaimed prize. Does Zhong Yi really intend to do it this way? Yeah, why else would he have a global release for his new novel? He's too bold. In the Chinese entertainment industry, this is who Zhong Yi is. He's really trying to go international. Well, whether he succeeds or not, he will still have my admiration. Yeah, just look at the state of our country's male idols. None of them have their eyes on the international arena. All they want is to get famous in China, then take on commercial performances and make a money grab. Which of them have any intention of competing on the international stage? None at all. So Zhong Yi is really something different. He dares to do things that no one even dares to think about. It was poetic that Zhong Yi took over the position of the number one person of the Chinese entertainment circle. It's a good thing to let him have a go at the international entertainment circle. But there's only a small chance that he will succeed. That will have to depend on how his novel performs. Even if he gets defeated, it will still be a glorious attempt. At a male idol studio. Zhong Yi is too rash. Yeah, he's as good as arrogant. For something that no one in our entertainment circle has succeeded at in so many years, he's actually thinking of breaking into the international stage so soon after taking over the number one position of Chinese show business. Is that even possible? He's too naive. I'm not optimistic of Zhong Yi's chances either. Haha, does he think it's that easy to win the Nobel Prize? Yeah, that's right. Even though Zhong Yuanqi didn't gain a foothold on the international stage, she still managed to break into it once. But the Nobel Prize? There hasn't been a Chinese person who has won since our country had a history. Chemistry? Mathematics? Physiology or medicine? Literature? Not one person has won it before. So what makes him think that he can do it? Among Zhong Yi's friends. Ning Lan. Yao Jiancai. Xiao Dong. Amy. Chen Guang. Dong Shanshan. When they heard the news, all of them were left kneeling. Does he really intend to do that? I'm hecking kneeling. I was still thinking about how Zhong Yi would make a rush for the international scene in the future. I've also thought about it before, but I never could have expected him to use such a method. So he wants to force his way in. He's really trying to stir up something big. The media blew up as well. Zhong Yi's new novel debuts in America. Zhong Yi makes a rush for the international entertainment circle. Who will win the Nobel Prize? Can Zhong Yi create a miracle? Blind faith? Or self-confidence? Breaking into the international entertainment circle, a path that no one could ever think of. On this day, the entire country was bombarded by this news. Chapter 1596, Gone with the Wind sells like hotcakes. At night, at Zhong Yi's parents' house, Zhong Yi and Wu Ziqing brought Cece over. When his mother came up to them, she held her hand over her son's forehead. Zhong Yi said, "What are you doing, Mom?" His mother said, "I'm checking to see if you have a fever." Zhong Yi said, "Why would I have a fever?" His mother asked, "So it's true then, what they said on the news?" His father also said in dismay, "You're really trying to get the Nobel Prize?" "Yeah," Zhong Yi replied in a casual tone. His mother said in a speechless manner, "Rascal, is something wrong with you?" Cece tilted her head in response and said, "Daddy is awesome." His mother rolled her eyes and said, "Your daddy might be awesome, but that's the Nobel Prize. No Chinese person has ever gotten it before. All the online news articles are calling your daddy arrogant for wanting to get it." Cece was having none of it. "They're all baddies." Wu Ziqing laughed. She patted her daughter on the head and said, "Yes, your daddy is the most awesome. Just wait until Daddy brings home the Nobel Prize and show them." Cece nodded happily. MHM. MHM. Zhong Yi said happily, "Don't give Daddy so much pressure. I'm only going to try for it. I can't be sure I'll get it." Wu Ziqing said, "Just give it a shot." Zhong Yi smiled and said, "That's what I mean. Let's see how the book sales do first." Even though the Nobel Prize in Literature was not awarded based on a novel's sales figures, since that would make the existence of the committee pointless, the sales figures would definitely still affect the consideration of who it was awarded to. Oh, so if your novel had a circulation of 10,000 copies around the world, and no one had even read it before or even knew who you were, how could the Nobel Prize possibly be presented to you? There would have to be at least a large enough basis in sales for the world to know about you, giving you the chance to break into the international scene. And this was exactly what Zhong Yi was lacking at the moment. And taking a 1,000 steps back, so to speak, even if Zhong Yi didn't manage to get the Nobel Prize at the end of it all, if this book could hit a certain sales figure globally, it would still give Zhong Yi's popularity a great boost and get him closer to the international scene. There was still a month until the Nobel Prizes were given out. But just how would the international audience react to this top 10 masterpiece of a novel from his previous world? Would they accept it? Or would they reject it? Would they give it recognition? Or would they disapprove of it? It would either silently fade away, or become a bestseller across the world. Zhong Yi knew that these were the only two outcomes for Gone with the Wind in this world. There wouldn't be a third possibility of it performing lukewarmly, so he was waiting for a result. America. At a college town. North, why haven't I seen you around the past couple days? Oh, hey, Alice. I've been reading a book. What book? That has you so hooked? It's a great read. I recommend you read it. What's it called? Gone with the Wind. This book again? What do you mean? Ricky also recommended it to me. He read it too? Since so many people have recommended it, it should be pretty good. I'll buy a copy too then. Canada. On social media. Recommending a book. It's a great read. What book? Gone with the Wind. It was recently published. I've never heard of it. Who's the author? Someone called Zhong Yi. I've never heard of this person before either. That's an unknown writer, so it's probably a newcomer, right? But the book is so good. I've never read such an amazing book before. I have a feeling that this book will down in history. Seriously? It's such a great book. You guys will understand after reading it. I'll go and buy a copy. Where can I get it? New Zealand. At a bookstore. Manager. I'd like a copy of Gone with the Wind. I want 3 copies. My friends are asking me to buy it for them. Sorry, it's sold out. What? Wasn't it just published? Yeah, the stock is limited, so it was already sold out by this morning. When are you going to restock it? I'll call to the publishers later. Is the book really that good? I've had a lot of people coming in to ask about it these past 2 days. I've not read it either, but a lot of people are recommending it online. The UK. Heavens! This is a book that absolutely has a fight with the Pulis family. The Pulis family? That's one of the top 10 famous works of the world. Just read it and you all will know what I mean. That Chinese writer is absolutely incredible. So this is the book that was written by the world's #1 hacker? Yes. Lillian even sung with him during the Olympics. Ah, so it's that guy. I know him. Where'd you get your copy of the book? It's not sold anywhere anymore. It's out of stock. Australia. Can anyone get a copy of Gone with the Wind? Why are you asking as well? Everyone's recommending the book like crazy. Yeah, my uni's form teacher and everyone else are recommending I read it too. I managed to get a copy of it. I only bought it with the mentality of giving the book a try. But I couldn't have expected that by the end of the 3rd day, I didn't even want to go to work. Is the book really that good? It's a rare work that only appears every 100 years. There's war and the impact that it has on the livelihood of the people. It's so well written. Agreed, this is hecking the best novel. The only problem is that I can't buy it anymore. It's out of stock everywhere. At an international publishing house. One of the partners for the English edition of Gone with the Wind. Within the office of the publishing house was a flurry of talking on phones. What's happening? It's about Gone with the Wind again? They're asking us for a restock again? We've already printed 50,000 copies, but it's been sold out in only 4 days? It's such a popular book? Chief editor, what do we do now? What else can we do? Print another run. Increase the supply. Give them however much they're asking for. Then how many copies should we plan for the second print run? Another 500,000 copies. What? That many? Wouldn't that be too risky? Risky? My ass. I've been reading this book for the past 3 days. After today, this book will definitely have a place in history among the literature of the world. I guarantee it. Understood. We will step up the publicity as well. On the first day, Gone with the Wind was unknown. The next day, the word of mouth surrounding Gone with the Wind picked up. On the 3rd day, Gone with the Wind had blown up. In just a few short days. Its reputation. Its sales. The English edition of Gone with the Wind had experienced an explosion in countless English-speaking countries around the world. There were almost no promotions, with very few advertisements run, and just a small initial print run for the book, so no one really knew about it. But just like that, a novel named Gone with the Wind that was written by a Chinese citizen was suddenly standing out from the rest of its competition, and pushed to the forefront. It was as though the global literary field had been taken over by Gone with the Wind. This shocked countless people all around the world. Additional print run. Additional print run. And another additional print run. 500,000 copies. 1 million copies. 2 million copies. Gone with the Wind was selling like hotcakes. It was so crazy that everyone was dumbfounded. Following the CIH incident from years ago, Zhong Yi's name appeared on the international scene for the second time. Chapter 1597, Uproar. Several days later. The New York Times, Gone with the Wind sells out in North America. Canada, National Post 1, Gone with the Wind sets a new sales record. The Australian 2, a novel that swept across the country. UK, The Daily Telegraph 3, Gone with the Wind sets a new standard in literary fiction. The New Zealand Herald 4, an in-depth analysis of the characters in Gone with the Wind. Ireland, Radio Tylefi's Irian 5, Why is Gone with the Wind such a success in English-speaking countries? Many of the English-language media and television stations around the world were reporting about it. Gone with the Wind. Gone with the Wind. Gone with the Wind. This name appeared everywhere. This was undoubtedly even bigger publicity for the novel. For a moment, the reputation of the novel, Gone with the Wind, had become even greater internationally. More and more people in English-speaking countries found out about this book and knew about this author named Zhong Yi. Even the people of many non-English-speaking countries where Gone with the Wind hadn't been published, yet had developed a very strong interest and curiosity about this novel. Some of the foreign citizens whose English was better sought their friends' help to buy the book for them. If there was no localized edition of it, they were willing to read the English edition too. They wanted to see what was so magical and amazing about this book. Once this cycle began, it became very difficult to stop. Thus, Gone with the Wind was selling even crazier now. The sales volume each day was skyrocketing. 3 million. 3.5 million. 3.7 million. Meanwhile, in China, at Zhong Yi's studio, at this moment, everyone was screaming with joy. Hachichi was very excited. It's a success. We've done it. Zhongs laughed heartily. The foreign market has been opened. This is a historic breakthrough. Even without winning the Nobel Prize, we would go down in the history books. There has never been a Chinese novel that has sold so well overseas. The sales figures must have broken all records. And it's still setting a new high every day. Tong Fu was nervous. See, can this count as a Chinese novel? Zhong Yi rolled his eyes. I'm a Chinese citizen, and I wrote it, so why wouldn't it count? It was written in English. And released overseas. And the setting was even in America too. And you're hecking telling me that this is a Chinese novel? Tong Fu was floored. Little Wang said in surprise, who cares what novel it is? All that matters is that it can sell well. We're gonna be rich this time. It's all money. Wu Yi was catching his breath from the excitement. How much money will we earn? Ever since director Zhong's comeback, the studio has been struggling to make ends meet. We finally have money. Zhong Yi proudly said with a smile, well, the money isn't important. What's important is the fame we earn. If we can break out onto the international stage, if we can gain a spot on the international celebrity rankings, there won't be a shortage of money-making opportunities in the future. So don't set your sights too low. Oh yes, when will the Russian and Chinese editions be released? Hachichi said, they'll be released today. Zhong Yi said, all right, let's build on that and take the next city. Got it. Director Zhong is mighty. You're so impressive. Everyone was sucking up to him. But maybe, it shouldn't be called sucking up since they were truly convinced by Zhong Yi's capabilities. They were utterly convinced by him from head to toe. By writing an English novel based on an American setting, everyone had thought that director Zhong had hecked up and that he was being too rash. He was someone who had never ever been to America before, so how could he possibly write a novel with a setting that covered the American Civil War? Yet the reality was that director Zhong could do it. He had actually used the novel to kick open the door to the international literature market. So how could they not be convinced by him? At this moment, Zhong Yi finally felt reassured. It was a load off his mind. He knew that Gone with the Wind wouldn't have any problems of unsuitability in the market. That it could sell so well had absolutely nothing to do with the promotions, advertisements, or his character. It was purely because this was a good book. This was a novel that could astonish the entire world's literary field even if it was just left there. The history of his previous world had proven this point. For a person to reach the pinnacle of the international literary world with just one novel, only Margaret Mitchell had achieved that. And now, Zhong Yi had recreated Mitchell's achievement in this world. Meanwhile, it blew up in China as well. The news that had made it back to China's shores from the international scene had dumbfounded countless Chinese citizens. On Weibo. Holy shit! Is this hecking real? Did he really break into the international market? Gone with the Wind has sold like crazy? Zhong Yi. Teacher Zhong. Fellow Zhong. I am truly in hecking genuflection of you. You can even do it like this? Is this novel really that good? Who the hell knows? How on earth did it sell like crazy? It sold out in America, Britain, Canada, and Australia? I'm feeling a little faint. Please allow me to calm down a little. I'm also wondering just what sort of a novel this is. Who can still get the English edition? You can't get them anymore. I heard that the Chinese edition is going on sale today. Are you sure? Then I've got to buy a copy to read it. I'll have to read it too. Just what is so awesome about this book? I've never read foreign novels since childhood, but I've got to read it no matter what. What do you mean by a foreign novel? This is clearly a Chinese novel. Pfft. You call this a hecking Chinese novel? None of the main leads' names are even in Chinese. That Zhong Yi has really made such a great transformation in his bid to get into the international scene. But it does feel like this guy has managed his transformation successfully. Hi, when has he not successfully made a transformation before? As long as it's something that he wants to do, there's basically nothing that he can't do. There's really something sinister going on with this fellow. In the Chinese literary circle. Heavens! It can even be done like this? Has it really sold so crazily? The novel in all of the dozen English-speaking countries like America and Canada are sold out? That's something that very few foreign writers can achieve. What book is this called? I don't know, I can't read English. I've read it a little, and it seems like it's about war and life. It's purely based on American history. Just how did he manage to write something like that? Actually, for someone who was able to write a book like Fortress Besieged years ago, I wouldn't be surprised by any book he writes. Zhong Yi's literary prowess is just too deep. He has mastered everything. But he still couldn't have possibly mastered it all the way to America. At a male idol studio. Can he really do it? Why do I find this so unreal? It is being sold around the world already? And there's even a hecking Russian edition? How does he know Russian? Who can tell me the answer to your question? He already knows English, so what's so surprising that he knows Russian as well? When will the Chinese edition go on sale? Let's buy a few copies too. I want to know what it's about. How can someone as notorious as Zhong Yi possibly write something that could convince the international audience? The Chinese media. Zhong Yi's new novel sells well overseas. Zhong Yi might be the #1 in China's literary field. Will the Nobel Prize Committee cast a glance at Zhong Yi? Gone with the Wind goes on sale in China today. The Russian edition of Gone with the Wind will be released soon. Can Gone with the Wind sell well in non-English speaking countries? Wait and see. Zhong Yi's new novel had given a great shock to many people. Chapter 1598, selling like hotcakes all over the world. In Russia. The Russian edition officially went on sale. At a bookstore, the line inside was growing longer and longer. I want a copy of Gone with the Wind. Give me 5 copies. Everyone's here to buy this book? Yeah, I heard it sold really well abroad. It's the best-selling book in recent years. I heard about that too. The book is very sought after in America, Canada, and Britain. That is why I also came to buy one to read it. There should be a reason why it's so popular. I was recommended to read it by other people too. How's the Russian translation? I don't know. I heard that it was written by a Chinese person and the translations were even done by the author himself without the help of a translator, although that sounds doubtful. Wow. What is it? This person's command of the Russian language is really good. Are you serious? I just bought a copy and browsed through it. This translation is so good. I'll have a look as well. Ayo, it's true. The way this Russian is expressed is even better than how a native can do it. Is this person Russian or Chinese? I heard that the Chinese edition has also been put on sale in China. It's not unusual for a person to know 3 languages, but how many can claim to be proficient in 3 languages? I'm even more interested in this book now. On the same day, many Russian bookstores also went out of stock as Gone with the Wind sold crazily on its first day of sales. Some people bought the book because they simply liked reading novels and would always look for newly published works to read. Meanwhile, others were attracted by the talk surrounding the book. After all, Gone with the Wind had been making a name for itself in the international arena for the past few days. It was very popular, so everyone was curious about what kind of a book it was. Moreover, Russia had quite a few disputes with its neighboring countries over the past 2 years. There were many incidents that were even brought to the attention of the United Nations, and the international arena was getting worried that a war could break out at any moment. So, within Russia itself, war novels became very popular, which laid the foundations for Gone with the Wind to sell so well. At a Russian publishing house. Chief editor, they're out of stock. That's how many stores already? It's the 5th store. Why is it selling so quickly? I don't know. We've already taken that into consideration and printed 500,000 copies for the initial print run. But we still couldn't have expected the sales to be this crazy. It's simply too frightening. Print. Print some more. Okay. At another place. In China. The bookstore industry's reaction was even more astonishing. Beijing. Shanghai. Shenzhen. Nanjing. Countless cities. Countless points of sale. At this moment, long lines were forming. Gone with the Wind. Give me a copy. I want one too. Please give me 10 copies. Thank you. Do you still have Gone with the Wind? Sorry, we're sold out. What? I've been lining up since morning. Why is it sold out already? Damn, I've been waiting for Teacher Zhong's new book for a very long time. Why aren't you all bringing in more stock? Why are you all so dumb? That's face-smacking Zhong's book, and which book of his hasn't sold well in the past? Why didn't you all consider that beforehand? Yeah, I only managed to get Fortress Besieged the last time round after waiting in line for 3 days. You people are so incapable. You don't even know how to plan your stock orders? It's face-smacking Zhong's book we're talking about. Even a first print of 2 million copies wouldn't satisfy the demand locally, much less abroad. Just by Zhong Yi's name alone, who wouldn't buy a copy of it to read? On Weibo. The Chinese release of Gone with the Wind was already making headlines. Did anyone manage to get it? I couldn't get a copy. I was a step too late. Asterisk cries asterisk me neither. Asterisk flips table asterisk ha ha ha, I managed to buy one. I've already read over 20 pages of the book. It's so wonderful. This is such a complete change from Zhong Yi's previous styles. But it's still very nice to read. The description of life during the war is amazing. It feels as though Zhong Yi really lived during that period. The characters in the book are outstanding too. The racial tensions are palpable and run deep. The war really affected the livelihood of people. Zhong Yi has made his point on this really well. This novel is absolutely on the level of a world-famous work. It's no wonder it's been so well received in the international market. Face-smacking Zhong has finally managed to become a little more international. He has really defied the heavens this time. True that, I never expected that he could write a novel like this. I've looked through a few pages, but I didn't quite like it. Still, I bought 10 copies. Previous poster, why did you do that? To collect. If you don't buy Zhong Yi's book, you aren't Chinese. Face-smacking Zhong has really got a lot of fans. Of course, the number one of the Chinese entertainment circle is not just for show. In order for face-smacking Zhong to march into the international celebrity rankings, I've got to do my part as well. Supporting Zhong Yi's foray into the international entertainment circle. Right, China should have had a celebrity who can stand firmly in the international celebrity rankings long ago. Zhong Yuanqi couldn't do it, Xu Mailan couldn't do it, and Guan Zhaohua was also unable to do it. It's all up to Zhong Yi now. That scammer of a fellow is full of ideas, so I would also like to see if he can break into the international scene and start some trouble there. Well said. I'll go buy 5 books too. Thus, Gone with the Wind also sold like crazy in China. This was also where it sold the most crazily in the whole wide world. At the Chinese Writers Association. Was this written by Zhong Yi? This is so impressive. I've heard that bookstores everywhere are already out of stock for this book. Yes, it seems to be the case for Russia too. It's even selling well in the non-English speaking countries. Perhaps he really does stand a chance of winning the Nobel Prize. I really dislike Zhong Yi as a person. But if he can really bring back an unprecedented Nobel Prize, I'll be the first person to clap for him. Does he really have a chance? That depends on the Nobel Committee. India. What? That Chinese writer's novel has broken sales records? Is he thinking of competing with us for the Nobel Prize? He only has one book to his name, how dare he? The Nobel Prize in Literature will surely be ours this time. That's right. We didn't manage to get it the previous time around, but it will definitely be ours this time. Teacher Bangalore has been accumulating reputation for 10 years and has released 7 or 8 best-selling novels. This Chinese guy has only got one book, so there's basically nothing to worry about. Hi, if it weren't for Teacher Bangalore's temper and his character, he wouldn't have had to wait for 10 years to get a Nobel Prize. At the Committee for the Nobel Prize in Literature. Gone with the Wind? This novel has very strong momentum right now. I've read it. It's truly worth recommending. This is indeed a good novel. But there are some topics in it that are quite insensitive. I don't find it insensitive at all. What was written in the book is really just a naked manifestation of the contradictions during those times. This is absolutely a great work in the history of literature. You've got such a high opinion of it, Stanford? Yes, I love this book to death. Zhong Yi? This person is worth giving attention to. With 3 different language editions of the book. Gone with the Wind was selling exceptionally well in countries around the world. Suddenly, the international focus on Zhong Yi and his popularity also started increasing. As such, he was now a big step closer to the international celebrity rankings. Chapter 1599, Zhong Yi's heavyweight move. 1 day. 5 days. 10 days. Gone with the Wind sold like hotcakes around the world. The bookstore industry in every country was ripped apart by this novel. 5 million copies. 6 million copies. 7 million copies. When the sales figures hit 23 million copies, Gone with the Wind officially broke the global sales record that an American novel had held for 9 years. It leaped ahead and became the hottest-selling full-length novel in the world. Gone with the Wind had only taken half a month to do this. If it was just based on the speed of sales, Gone with the Wind would even have broken all of the sales records that were set by the officially recognized world-famous works. 15 days. Over 7 million copies. Novel full, this was something that had practically not happened before in this world. But as it came to this point, a sales bottleneck also appeared. India. Bangalore's new novel is on sale. This is great. It's a global release. It's available in 7 languages. What's the novel called? Embers of Humanity. Japan. Teacher Ita has published a new novel. It should have been published long ago. Yeah, it's because the translation has been delayed for so long. It still isn't too late. That's right, there's still half a month to go before the Nobel Prize is given out. There's still enough time. America. A nominee of the Nobel Prize in Literature. Is there still time? Yes. We cannot allow Gone with the Wind to keep selling like this. Yeah, that Chinese writer is too rampant. This is our home field. There are even Indian and Japanese writers too. They're dipping their hands too far into our territory. On this day, 3 strong contenders for the Nobel Prize from the literary world published their books one after another. Some of them had already planned to release their works before the Nobel Prize ceremony, but there were also others who didn't have this plan. Then, after seeing the momentum generated by the release of Gone with the Wind, they couldn't sit still anymore and decided to bring forward the sales of their books. Even though some of the translations were not done to perfection, they still brought forward the release of their novel by several months. All of the books were released globally. All of them were in multiple languages. The world was in an uproar. This was an unprecedented battle of the century. Everyone had a feeling that this year's Nobel Prize contention would be one of bloodshed and probably the most intense one in nearly a decade, on the World Wide Web. It's starting. The competition is too intense. Who will win? It's too difficult to say. The sales figures were very quickly published on the day of. The American writer sold 200,000 copies. The Japanese writer sold the least with 150,000 copies. The Indian writer, Bangalore, sold the most with 300,000 copies. Novelful, although the three books might not match up with the global sales figures of Gone with the Wind, their authors were all famous writers with a long history and a reputation, to boot. They all had previous novels that astonished the world, so even if the sales figures of their latest novels could not compare to Gone with the Wind, their chances of getting the Nobel Prize was still much greater than Zhang Yi's. Zhang Yi's novel had amazed the world, but it was only enough to place him in the sights of the Committee for the Nobel Prize in Literature. China. On Weibo. Something bad is going to happen. Gone with the Wind sales have slowed down. The problem is that there's too much competition. Gone with the Wind sales figure is still tops. And it's an undisputed first place. But those other writers' sales figures aren't bad either. There isn't a clear gap yet. Yeah, Zhang Yi is in danger. It's still not enough to have just one book under him. But Gone with the Wind should have one without question. This is something that no Chinese author has succeeded in doing before. Shouldn't seizing the sales throne of the global literary world be awesome enough? But Zhang Yi's goal is the international celebrity rankings, right? Has he managed to do it yet? Not yet. We don't even know how much more popularity score he needs to get onto the international celebrity rankings. Unless he gets the Nobel Prize, it will be very difficult for him to break in. Elsewhere. At Zhang Yi's studio. Little Wang said, Bangalore can't match up to our sales at all. Ha Chichi said with a serious look, but they're better qualified than us. Zhong's sighed. Yeah, that's the deadliest point for us. If director Zhong had been writing more books like Gone with the Wind in recent years, this matter would have been settled once and for all. We would have at least a 50 to 60% chance of getting the Nobel Prize. But the problem is that director Zhong has only got this one novel that can take on the world with. Tong Fu said anxiously, Director Zhong, why don't you write another one then? It won't be in time. Zhang Yi shook his head. He still had books that he could use, and there were even a lot of them. 10 novels? 20 novels? 100 novels? He could bring them out if he wanted to. But it wouldn't be now. There wasn't enough time. Little Wang also said anxiously, the sales aren't growing as much as before. Wu Yi said, we can only leave it to fate. In the past, when they were very far from having any chance of getting the Nobel Prize, there weren't any expectations at all. In fact, when Zhang Yi brought up the matter of trying for the award, the studio staff did not even really think about it since they did not believe it could happen. But now, after Zhang Yi's novel had amazed the global literary scene, their chances of getting a Nobel Prize had become better than before. With news on the grapevine saying that director Zhong had been identified as a key nominee by the Committee for the Nobel Prize in Literature, everyone was starting to worry about whether they could really get it. However, Zhang Yi didn't like leaving things to fate. Moreover, he believed in Gone with the Wind. He felt that this book would have a great effect on this world and that its potential was still far from met. The slowdown in sales was due to competition from several of the Nobel Prize nominees. Since there was only enough time to bring out this book, Zhang Yi would have to ensure that its potential was met. The highest sales figures in the same period? The #1 bestseller in a decade? This was still far from enough. You guys have written many books before? You guys are better qualified as a result. Then I can only fight it out with you on sales and influence. 7 million copies weren't enough? Then will 10 million copies be enough? Will 15 million copies be enough? Zhang Yi said, I'm going back up to my office. Little Wang said, Don't bother me. Zhang Yi waved and headed upstairs. Upstairs? In his office. Zhang Yi lit a cigarette to smoke and relax. Then he focused his gaze and brought up the virtual game Rings interface. He was going to play the lottery to see if the game ring could give him a useful item. The Nobel Prize was way too important for his career, so he definitely had to fight for it. Abracadabra. Hocus pocus. Give me something good and useful. He activated the lucky halo, Ultra. Zhongyi then started lottery draw 3. The lottery draw began. The virtual platform appeared. 1 second. 5 seconds. With a flash, a large golden treasure chest appeared. Zhongyi hurriedly went up to have a look. Instantly, he laughed heartily at what he saw. This was entirely not what he had imagined getting, yet it was perfectly what he wanted. Lucky medal, upgraded, ×1 description, substantially increases the luck of the player. Effective duration, 57 hours. Zhongyi understood this to be similar to his previous version of the Lucky Halo, upgraded, except that it had appeared as a consumption category item. Although it couldn't be compared to the Lucky Halo, Ultra, it could still pull off a heavyweight move. 57 hours. This was more than 2 days' worth of luck. Chapter 1600, a paranormal event takes place around the world. The next day. In the morning. After Zhongyi washed his face, he ate breakfast before returning to the study. When the door closed, he opened up the game ring's inventory to retrieve the lucky medal and put it on. The lucky medal instantaneously shattered as a stream of white light shot out of it, rippling in all directions through the entire world. The lucky medal had been activated. Counting down, 57 hours. Then Zhongyi sat down in front of the computer and started waiting. Sales. Give me more sales. All he wanted was that. Meanwhile. At crosstalk comedian Tang Dazhang's house. Today, his wife and child were both at home. His wife asked, "Old Tang, do you have any performances scheduled for today?" Tang Dazhang was looking at the computer and smiling absent-mindedly. He said, "No, haha." "Why are you so happy?" his wife wondered. Tang Dazhang chuckled and said, "The sales for Gone with the Wind are no longer moving. Several of the world's literary giants have finally appeared and are fighting him. They have already snatched away quite a bit of the market share, so his chances of getting the Nobel Prize are as good as gone." His wife said in a speechless manner, "Your feud with him was so long ago." Tang Dazhang rolled his eyes. "I'll be at odds with him my entire life." HMPH. His wife advised, "He's still bringing glory to the country. Besides, I've heard that this novel is pretty good. A few of my friends and colleagues are all reading it." Tang Dazhang said anxiously, "Don't you dare buy it. I'll take it up with whoever does." His wife said, I know, I won't buy it." Tang Dazhang harumphed, "I won't let him gain any increase in his book sales, not even by a single copy." Ding dong. The doorbell rang. It was a courier. His wife smiled and said, "The technical books our son ordered are here." A large box of books that looked extremely heavy was delivered. But when they opened it up, they were dumbfounded. Gone with the Wind. Gone with the Wind. Gone with the Wind. There were a total of 53 books inside, and all of them were Gone with the Wind. Tang Dazhang spat out a mouthful of blood. His son said in shock, I didn't buy these." His wife was stunned. Did they send it to the wrong address? His son hurriedly contacted the seller online. In the end, the seller turned out to be black-hearted. After haggling for a long time, they still refused to accept a return on the items. Tang Dazhang was so furious at this. No returns? Over 50 copies of Gone with the Wind? Do you hecking expect me to open a bookstore? The enraged roar of Tang Dazhang rang out inside the house. Zhong. Why the hell do you keep haunting me like this? Japan. At a bookstore. Sito Kyoko and her friends were out window shopping. Wow, Kyoko. Isn't this the English edition of Gone with the Wind? Weren't you the editor for Zhongyi's One Piece comic? Do you want to buy a copy? When Kyoko heard this name, she shivered from head to toe. She said angrily, "Don't mention him. I've sworn that I would never read another work by this great eunuch. Let's go, let's go." A moment later, someone in front bumped into her, pushing her into the bookshelf that Gone with the Wind was displayed on. It shook from the force, and a copy of Gone with the Wind slid into the bag that she was carrying, unnoticed. After paying, they returned to the office. When Kyoko got back, she opened the bag and discovered the book in it. What? When did I buy this? Heavens, what's going on? She felt like she had seen a ghost and quickly threw the book aside. But after thinking about it, she felt that since it had been bought, she couldn't let the money go to waste. Kyoko clenched her teeth. Her English was pretty good, so she ended up flipping through a few pages. Once she did that, she found herself unable to stop as she got more and more fascinated by what she was reading. It was time to start working again. The other editors gradually arrived back at the office as well. Kyoko, what are you doing? Nothing. Why are you reading Zhong Yi's book? Kyoko almost burst into tears. I don't know how I ended up buying it. Many of the editors cast her a contemptuous glance before placing the things in their hands down. Some of them had bought boxed lunches back, while others went out to buy comic magazines to read. All of a sudden, a lot of people exclaimed in shock. A female editor shouted, why is there a copy of Gone with the Wind in my bag? A male editor said, damn, why do I have a copy too? Another female editor said, oh my god, I'm sure I bought a copy of Bangalore's new book. That bookstore employee is too unprofessional. How could he get me the wrong one? Everyone was dumbfounded. It was as though they had all encountered a ghost. America. At a publishing company, the editors were currently holding a meeting. The editor-in-chief said, let me say this, there isn't a need to promote Gone with the Wind any further. The momentum for this book has weakened, and besides, it was written by a Chinese guy. Our focus will still be on the sales of our own domestic books. Isn't that American writer vying for the Nobel Prize in Literature? There's no reason for our publishing house to not support it. Therefore, I want all aspects of our marketing and publicity efforts to focus on the American writer's book. We can attempt to sell a few of the Japanese and Indian writers' novels as well. All right. Understood. I will arrange it right away. Everyone responded positively. Suddenly, an employee ran in and panted, this is bad. The editor-in-chief kept a straight face. What's the matter, Will? Will said in panic, our guys at the printers got it wrong. The editor-in-chief was startled. Got what wrong? Will said in tears, the novels scheduled for printing have been mistakenly printed as Gone with the Wind. What? The editor-in-chief shot to his feet. He said in a trembling voice, how many copies were printed by mistake? Will did not dare tell him. The editor-in-chief roared, speak. Will wiped his sweat away. 1,000,000 copies. The editors in the conference room nearly fell out of their chairs. The editor-in-chief saw red. 1,000,000 copies? 1,000,000 copies were wrongly printed? How many years would it take to sell all of that? A female editor quickly asked, so, chief editor, the direction of the marketing you wanted us to take, should we go ahead and implement it as you said? If there's nothing else, we'll get back to our work. However, the editor-in-chief surprised the room. Implement, my ass. I want all of the publicity and marketing efforts to fully focus on Gone with the Wind. Push it. Sell it. Put it on sale. Make sure to sell them all. Everyone was horrified. On this day, the entire world was in chaos. Some people returned home to find a copy of Gone with the Wind in their bags. Some people placed orders online and realized that they had bought the wrong book after it was delivered. Some publishing houses printed the wrong books and ended up approaching other publishing houses they had a better relationship with to help them share the burden so as to reduce their losses. As a result, the replies they got shocked them ever more. You guys mistakenly printed Gone with the Wind too? Mistakenly printed it too? What the heck is going on? What the hell is this? On this night, the entire world felt like they had encountered a paranormal event. Can support us completed novel house in link below clip. Thank you for coming and love the sharing story.